YouTube, we are just about to start the show.
This week's TWS Radio is dedicated to everybody affected by this week's terror attack in Manchester. Our thoughts go out to families and friends.
Welcome to TWS YouTube. First time ever the show's going to be on YouTube. We are starting the show now. Here we go.
Just watch me mug. Don't knock it over.
Here we go. You need to move it that way a little bit. Just a little bit. Welcome to TWS Radio. It is Sunday night, it's 7 PM. We are live. Or on podcast, depending on how you're listening to us. But now, we're also on Facebook Live at TWS Radio. And for hopefully the very first time ever, we're on YouTube at TWS Radio as well. That's right, we are recording this show exclusively for our YouTube channel as well as our podcast, as we do each and every week. We're testing it tonight to see how well it works on YouTube. So make sure you check out Tuck Wrestling Show on YouTube and see how we look like, see what the new studio looks like. Because I am not here alone in the studio. I am joined by my rest of my team. Team Mafia, we like to be called. One half of the TWS Radio hosting team. I'm Dan Barnstall, and I'm joined by the man who pushes all the knobs and buttons each and every other week. It's our producer, Toby.
Good evening, everyone.
And sat opposite me, she is your voice tonight. She's in our chat room at talkwrestlingshow.com. Click on Listen Live and have your say on all the stuff we're talking about. It's Sybil.
Hello, dear.
Oh my god, you sound like an old woman when you say it like that.
Miss Doubtfire.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, you're right. There is a Mrs. Doubtfire to her, definitely. Not in looks necessarily. But check her out on Facebook and YouTube and tell us what you think.
No, don't worry about that.
Does Sybil look like Mrs. Doubtfire? Does that mean...
Feel fancy dress coming in.
Quite possibly.
No Crusher tonight. He is working at LDN Wrestling. I think he's down in Hemel...
Herne Bay.
Herne Bay, there we
Not
go.
Hempstead then.
I don't think it's Hemel Hempstead. I think it's Herne Bay neck of the woods.
I don't know where that is.
Oh, it's Marsley. It's like Folkestone kind of area.
Well,
That's not helped.
Is it Folkestone?
you know where it is.
Well, it doesn't sound like it.
Because you were there. Because the last thing... We've got to cover this now, actually. Because there's not much to cover in the show. So this is going to be a bit of self-indulgence for us, to be honest. So if you're looking for loads of wrestling talk, turn off now.
Don't really. Stick with us.
Stick with us.
We all talk wrestling.
We're good, really.
Losing our listeners there, aren't he?
Just telling them to switch off.
Yeah.
I
Usually
like
they just
me.
do that to his voice, but now he's telling them. I mean,
This is Sybil, who has 3 weeks ago now? Was it a month ago? You haven't been on the show since, so we should talk
3
about
weeks
it.
probably.
last time we did the show.
She was recovering.
No.
Yeah, it was that weekend, wasn't it?
No.
Weekend before that, she recovered.
Oh, because when did you run the Monday?
You ran on the Sunday.
It was a family show.
Yes.
It was a family
So
show.
Sybil did what they call an ultra marathon,
I did.
which tell the listeners what it is in case they're not aware.
I think we've been through this all.
But don't you listeners all the time?
It's anything over 29.5 miles.
29.5 miles.
It's an
And
ultra.
over a 24-hour period, or you've got 24 hours.
Anything.
Yes.
Anything over 29 miles, 29.5.
So you did that
I did 45, 46 miles.
in how long?
Too long.
But it was in one day still. Under one
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So
In one day.
congratulations. If you go to our YouTube and our
We
Facebook
got a
feed,
hefty little medal.
hefty little medal is sat on the table.
I think next year we'll do the 100 miler though.
100 miles.
That's crazy.
That is
That's crazy
I
talk.
reckon I could.
absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah, I
crazy.
bet you could.
You could too, Tops.
I can't.
We could do it together.
I just about scraped 10. I'm not going to times that by 10 as well.
We could do a TWS one. No, I'm not even getting involved with
But
that.
it's only
That's
one-
Why?
No.
That's what you said about Tough Manager and
Yeah.
they build.
Yeah, and then who was left stood there by himself, eh? Everyone else was out of it.
I am not doing a marathon again, ever.
What again?
I'm not getting ever do a marathon. I'm saying I threw out there, say the other day, the TWS Sports Day, and no one bit to it.
I threw out there not long ago a charity thing we could do. Nothing about that either.
I think we could do a fun sports day, family versus mafia.
I was in. I said I'm in.
I was in.
Well, we're in.
So the challenge is laid down from Team Mafia then.
But it always is. It's always the family that let us down a
Fam-
little bit, isn't it?
Family letting us down. Come on, family. Do you want a TWS Sports Day? If you're listening and you want a TWS Sports Day, tweet us or message us at TWS Radio.
I'm sure that YouTube, right there, that YouTube channel looking, that would love a sports day. That would absolutely love a sports day.
Absolutely.
So would Facebook Live.
We could do it on Facebook Live. We could do some stuff with the YouTube channel. Which, in all seriousness, actually, I got a message from our long-suffering webmaster, DJ.
Long suffering. We brought him in a couple of months ago.
He's suffering a lot.
It's Christmas, actually. All the way back then.
God, oh, that goes quick, doesn't it?
DJ, who's done some great work on the website, is really trying to push more stuff with TWS, and he wants to know what you as listeners want to see on the YouTube channel, depending on what we can do. So
Is he doing the YouTube channel too?
no, he's
picking up everything.
I think he will do it. I currently I've got access to it, but he will do it if we want him to.
DJ legend.
What do you want to see from YouTube via TWS? You know, what can we do for it? Tell us. Tweet us at TWS Radio. Email us studio@topwrestlingshow.com. Any idea? There is not a stupid idea. Just saying.
Well, there probably is a stupid idea.
Most of those come from Dan.
Because if you read them and go, that's a stupid idea.
Well, we're gonna
But to be fair,
But our listeners want
we have
stupid
done
ideas.
a lot of stupid ideas before. So
Yes.
we'll try it.
we did Trish Stratus yoga on
that
YouTube.
that was
We-
quite good.
We did a thing. We started you off, Tobes.
Yeah. Actually, that came up on my time hop the other day. It said, you know, on Facebook, it was 2
Yes.
years ago, whatever. It came up and it said, look who's the face of Trish Stratus' website. And it was me, and it was my time hop. I was like, oh, I could share that again. But apart from the fact my belly was poking out in the picture, I thought, oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll leave that one.
So yeah, loads of stuff to check out on TWS. TopWrestlingShow.com is where you find all our social media links, as well as all back catalogue goals. So if you want to hear us talking to Trish Stratus and Toby talking to Trish Stratus about your diet and your
The Trish Stratus
challenge. That was a number of years ago now. You can do it. Can in the chat room have Sybil review old wrestling games. To be fair, Sybil playing computer games full stop is quite funny.
Oh, I get so annoyed.
You know what I
That
mean?
is
Done.
worth.
Done.
That is worth whacking on
To
the
be fair
YouTube
though,
channel.
that means we got to get some old wrestling games.
Somebody must have
That's
something
true.
we can lend.
Speaking
But I
of
only have a PS4.
lens and
What?
swapsies and that kind of stuff,
Oh.
throwing this out there and speaking of Sybil,
Force Toby to watch old wrestling shows.
We don't need that.
he likes some older stuff. His attitude there is
Yeah.
happy.
It's already old. You guys says older stuff.
That is old.
That is old,
That
mate.
is old.
I was thinking, yeah, I'm thinking
The-
territories and stuff like that. You know,
The Deep South,
before they had storylines.
AWA, they had
Yeah.
storylines about that, mate.
Yeah, no, but
I think you need to do the research. They had
No,
storylines.
I'm thinking like really
The
old
canon
territory
said
days.
Force Toby to watch indie wrestling.
No, don't do that. We don't
Let's
need
do
that.
that too.
We don't need that. It's all right. I like an indie show, right? Now and again. It's just I wouldn't do it every week.
Speaking of stuff you can send in and that kind of stuff, Sybil is collecting the new WWE sticker album.
I am. Guys, I need your help because this team is crap.
So if you've got anyone else out there who's collecting them
Swapsies.
and they've got
I've got
swapsies,
swapsies.
we have swapsies we are willing to do and post out to people.
Wee.
There isn't stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that shinies?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have
some
to like,
really nice.
do you have to
shiny.
swap like 2 regular for a shiny or something like that?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not sure if we need to get that complicated.
Mm.
So if anyone's got any stickers, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what the album's called.
It's WWE
It's
sticker album.
the sticker album, the most recent one, obviously.
So difficult to remember.
But it's quite big, isn't
I'm
it? It's a
sure
big
it
old
is.
album.
It was on the table, but you've moved everything. So.
We've changed. We've changed the studio around.
It'll be on the under your medals.
Yes, all buried under there. But yeah, so if you've got any stickers you want to get rid of, send them to email studio@wrestlingshow.com with your details and we'll get in contact. There you go.
Tak said he refuses to accept the attitude era is old.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
No,
it is.
Attitude Era is what?
20 years ago.
Well, yeah.
It started in 97, really, wasn't it?
96,
A lot of people
97.
say it started from the Undertaker chair shop.
Which was
SummerSlam.
95, I believe.
97.
Well, the Shawn Michaels chair shot.
Sorry, yeah, to the Undertaker in the Bret Hart match. Was that not?
That was Heart and
SummerSlam?
Soul. That was 95 or 96.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No way.
It was, my friend. It was 95, 96. We'll get fact checked.
When Shawn Michaels was the ref.
Yes.
No.
And
Has that led to the?
That led to the Hell in the Cell match.
Chris Twigg said anything before I started
Ultimate.
watching
Which
is
is 97.
old.
Oh, maybe it was 97.
Nice work, Dan.
Maybe it was 97.
Good. Well, I started watching it in 98. That's why I was so shocked. I'm sure that.
Even so, it's a long time ago when you think about it. It's 19 years. 98.
Yeah, well, yeah, for 98, but it's
Yeah.
before that. It was the year before that at least. So it's at least 20 years ago.
20 years, that is old.
We probably have listeners who were born after that.
Toby, a Total Diva review.
Did we do that?
We used to do
Wasn't
that.
that a thing?
Steve
We
used
do
to do
need
that.
When Steve and you were doing it as well for a bit,
I
weren't you?
like
Sybil?
Total Divas.
Yeah, Steve used
I've
to.
never watched it. I watched it once.
Steve used to read the previews. He would preview it at the end of every
Brett
week.
vs. Undertaker was 1997.
Oosh! SummerSlam, I thought.
There you go.
That's from Scotty
It
and
was
Chris
SummerSlam.
Twiggs.
for SummerSlam.
Boom.
Hey guys, this show's already gone off on a tangent. We've not even started. Toby, what are we going to be covering this week, sir?
Well,
Apart from Attitude Era old stuff.
as always, we are sponsored by Impact Eurostore, and this week we'll be starting, as we always do, with your news in spandex. And this week we'll be talking about the horrific terror attack that took place this week. You had the dedication at the start of the show in terror attack in Manchester and how that has affected the wrestling world. We'll also be talking about the WWE Women's Tournament that will be upcoming in July, I do believe.
That's
I think
correct,
we've got
yeah.
more notes on that coming up. And some of the issues from this week's Impact. We also have Network and Chill coming up, where we'll of course be talking about the biggest news this week in wrestling terms. It's probably
Goldust turning heel.
no. It's going to be Jinder Mahal. I'm sure it's very polarising in this room, let alone for the nation as well. We've then got the build for Extreme Rules and Money in the Bank, and we are talking the New Day. We're also announcing the winner of the TWS prize pack, the pay-per-view prize pack from Backlash.
Yes, indeed, and there's still a chance for you guys to get into that draw to win it, sorry. We are currently streaming live on Facebook Live at TWS Radio. Give them a nod to the camera. If you are watching there, please share this video and we'll put you in the draw to win those prizes a bit later on in the show. Now, last week, before we do that, sorry. Each and every week, for the live listeners, we do something called Dark Match, which this week was us quickly trying to make sure the microphones worked,
It was running late.
but sounding great.
So each and every week, as Dan alluded, we do have a link to the music in Dark Match. Yes, so we got your hand up.
I
I'm
know what it
coming
is.
soon. So we had the likes of Rick Rude, Cesaro, Curtis Axel, Ryback, Medusa, Steve Austin, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, the Dudley Boys, lots in there. Sybil, what do you think the link was?
I know what it is. Wrestling.
And you are, I can't say you're wrong. You
I'm
are
not
right
wrong.
every time. It is
Oh,
wrestling.
She has this knack.
It is, nailed in.
Knack.
But did we have any guesses from the chat room, or Dan, did you have a feeling?
I think I know what the answer is, but I saw Sim Corman in the chat room come up with a similar answer to myself. I don't think I saw anyone else actually get a good stab at it. We need to get the DMs working in the chat room on this. They're not working as of yet. And Sim Corman said, and I think it's the same thing, are there not people managed or formerly managed by Paul Heyman?
They are indeed. It was a nice, easy one this week. It was people who have been managed by Paul Heyman, which is why I like to make it easy at the end. And Brock Lesnar and CM Punk being the last two, pretty much a giveaway, I'd say.
Did you put Cesaro in there?
Cesaro's in there.
Cesaro
Was in there. Yeah, Cesaro was. I put him a bit earlier.
Did you put RVD in there?
Yep.
Ah, good. We went kind of old school, kind of ECW.
Well, Sabu was in there as well. Test was in there. A-Train, Heidenreich, the
Right.
Big Show, the all people that he
The
was.
Dudleys were in there as well.
Dudley was in there. I didn't go. Apparently, according to Wikipedia, Team Angle as well as on there. Never knew that one.
Yes, he did.
So
Yes, I remember him.
They
managing
dropped
them.
off the list, but
Yes. So they're now Tack got it right as well. So did Chris Twigger, so did Scotty in the
yeah.
chat.
Sometimes I make it easy.
There.
It's not all about people who've had one title reign of some title that no one
I'll
knows.
tell you one thing, the trivia's come up a bit later on, and that's not easy.
Oh yes, you've told me the question already, and I'm usually pretty good at these things. I'm intrigued.
Also, last week, so we launched the pay-per-view prize pack, which you can still win. But also, so we previewed, and I get it wrong, it was Backlash last week. And for those of you new to the show, we do something called Team Wars, where we basically predict every match at relevant pay-per-views, and we give you points. And points mean, not say prizes, but mean positions in our league table.
It means honour.
Honour, prize.
Pride. Points make pride.
We don't know anything about honour and pride for the last couple of years, if I'm honest.
But we do it in a team format, which is probably why these guys are grumpy. Actually,
Yeah.
hang on, we'll come on to this in a minute. So, there are 4 teams. There's this team, there's Team Family, who'll be here next week. If you're in the chat room at TWSTeamShow.com and click on Listen Live, you're in the live team. And if you listen on podcast, you're the podcast team. Sybil, why don't you give the rundown of who got what from the Backlash fallout?
Okay, from the Backlash fallout, Live, Podcast and Mafia got 8
Each, that is.
each. And the Family got 12.
Is that a clean sweep?
Yes, I think it was for the family.
So the
think it was.
current standings are Podcast with 78,
Bottom.
Mafia with 79, second bottom.
8 was still one of the...
Live was 83 and Family with 86. So to be honest, it just takes one good pay-per-view. It's still all to play for.
It is indeed. The family who were second have now jumped up to first just purely on that. Now, I would want to point out, I said from day one Jinder was winning that title, and I was overruled by my team.
Wow.
So none of this kind of rubbish that Dan always gets it right. I said Jinder.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
Honest-
a broken clock is right twice a day, Dan. Don't give me that, right? The amount of points we've dropped coming up to this because of you, we won't go into that.
It was you, two, and Crusher who bullied me into.
Well, no, Crush didn't bully you into it. He folded like a cheap deck of cards. We'll come into that later when we talk about Jinder. We won't steal from later on now because we need everything we can later
everything
on.
we've got.
Well, speaking of Crush, who's not here tonight, he actually very kindly helped me out last week with a TWS on the Road podcast
Yes.
at Lucha Forever, which is available on the website, iTunes, and all the good podcast places. And it's real fun listening to loads of interviews with some load of indie stars, as well as some up and comers within the industry. Plus, there's a review of Lucha Forever by myself and Sybil as well. More importantly, Crusher seems to be getting a lot of love. We've had some great. Bro.
Some good feedback.
Yeah, go on, give us feedback, Sybil.
Kenneth Halfpenny at Ken Halfpenny. Loved at Crusher Curtis on at TWS Radio. Made my morning. I'm a no pineapple on pizza guy, by the way. Hashtag Total Wrestling Show. Hashtag Pizzagate.
I like this Pizzagate name for a start.
Well, that's great. Now, Kenneth Halfpenny. Now, everyone has opinions and you are entitled to yours. Unfortunately, yours is wrong. Pineapple does belong on a pizza. And what we have this Pizzagate is becoming a big thing, isn't it? Me and Crush are leading the two teams.
To be fair, this started as an off-the-hoof conversation on Dark.
Sorry? Off the hoof?
I said, what?
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff?
You say off the hoof, off the cuff, same thing.
It sounded like you said
Off
off
the
the hoof.
Off the hoof, cuff, whatever.
Off the coof.
Conversation on Dark Match a couple of months ago, and I kind of just went, whatever. And
Me and Crush talk about pizzas a lot. Yeah.
you guys have gone on about it, and now it's always become a thing. So we mentioned on the road, that myself and Crush did, all the way through that we asked, I'm going to call it, that's the name for it, Pizzagate. We asked about Pizzagate, and we got yes and no's from everyone. We as a team will give us our opinions, but tonight, well, this is Toby's idea. So
Yeah, well, we're creating a board, aren't we?
we are.
With the pro and against pizzas, me being headed on the pro team and Crush being on the against. Now, what we thought is we're asking all these massive wrestling names what they think of pineapple on a pizza, which is interesting to say the least to start with. But we thought, why don't we get the nation on that board as well? So tonight, the poll on the right-hand side of that chat room is simply, does pineapple belong on a pizza? And I can't see, it's just yes or no, isn't it?
It's yes or no.
It's yes or no. There's no fans sitting here, ladies and gentlemen. No.
The chat room is spinning.
It's yes, yes or no. And
Chat room is spinning.
this will be your contribution to Pizzagate.
And I can tell you now, the poll's only just recently launched by our good friend DJ.
DJ.
It is really close, so we're going to leave it running for our podcast listeners as well, so they can vote all the way through the week.
Next week, the family will love to tell you that the poll of does
Pizzagate.
pineapple belong on a pizza.
Some people say this show is too highbrow. I totally disagree.
No, not at all. Yeah, we can bring it back down.
So yeah, what we will be asking is all of our guests upcoming the Pizzagate question. Now, John Morrison last week did an interview with us, a Total Talk interview. It's another podcast available. You guys have been asking for more content. We're throwing more stuff at you now.
He
But
said
when-
maybe not call it Pizzagate, given what that hashtag meant in the States. Who said that?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Maybe we need to review this.
Yeah.
Well, Sybil's going to
From
be looking.
TAC. What TAC? I don't know.
We'll find out more about that.
So, are we going to say where Joe Mo sits? Are we going to?
I'm sorry.
They'll have to find out.
Download the podcast. It's free, guys.
Sorry.
Come on, listen.
Fran, ask TWS, pineapple on a burger is wrong as well.
Oh, I like
Right.
pineapple on a burger.
See, that's
That's
so
fine.
that gets the bun all wet. You know, it's all right. I'll do it then.
Well, don't know about
I like pineapple on anything, to be honest.
the guy going back to John
Joe Mo.
Morrison. Yes,
Joe Mo.
we have asked him the question. It's our Total Talk. It's the relaunching of Total Talk back now under new ownership.
Got a fresh lick of paint.
Fresh look of paint, a fresh look of Total Talk. John Morrison, he was our first guest. Great guest. Thank you so much, John Morrison, for coming on board, and thanks to 5 Star Wrestling for setting up. He talks Pizzagate. He plays Finishing, and he talks about Boone, the 1980s TV series, which I used to watch with my dad.
I've read it.
Check it out. It's a great interview. It's a lot of fun. Give it a listen and a share on social media. Speaking of new content, I'm going to talk about it now. So we've got an announcement of another guest come up at the end of the show. But had confirmation come through this afternoon. there is a new show coming to TWS, and it's a special one.
Oh, right, yeah, I know.
Crusher, from the success of On the Road, Crusher is going out on his own and will be doing his own spin-off kind of show. It's going to be called Crusher in Conversation with... ...
Is he going to cover Pizzagate?
He will cover Pizzagate.
That's all I
We
want to
can't
know.
use Pizzagate.
We can't.
Well, can we not?
We've looked it up. We need a new hashtag then.
We need a new mass. Is it
I'm
bad?
looking it up.
Okay.
Yeah, people are saying don't use it. I'm trying to look up, but my laptop's really slow.
Hashtag pizza party. That sounds weird.
We'll
think of one.
think of one.
Well, the nation can.
Come up with a new name for it in that case. So Crusher will be launching an As and When podcast where he'll be talking to guys on probably the indie wrestling circuit.
Yeah, no, don't use it. Definitely not.
Is it bad,
No,
is it?
sorry, no Pizzagate.
Okay, not Pizzagate.
Someone will come up with a new hashtag.
I will
Sorry, Kenneth.
explain afterwards, but it's not something we need to be sharing on air.
Okay.
I think I can guess what it is.
So we will be.
So is this going to be Crusher doing it on shows that he's working, I'm assuming? Is that the kind of thing he's doing?
Yes, it was a question going. He'll be interviewing anyone he can get his hands on. The first one is coming up this week. It's already in the can. He's got a little chat with the guy who took his world title off him, funnily enough.
Yeah, but he did regain it off him.
Yes.
So, you know.
Crusher in Conversation with Flip Gordon is coming this week at TWSWrestlingshow.com.
Crusher's a big fan of Flip Gordon, so it'll be interesting to see what. And they're completely different people if you look at their wrestling styles as well. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, with a name like Flip, you can assume what he's like, and a name like Crusher, you can assume what he's like. So it's going to be quite interesting.
It's going to be got a bit of fun. So make sure you get voting on the poll on the right hand side, TWSWrestlingshow.com. If you're listening on podcast, we need your votes in the. Sybil's getting loads of different options from the chat room of different names.
Cannon is on fire.
We're writing them down, are we? Okay.
Right, we'll get together as a team and we'll make a decision on it. Right, wow. We just kind of rambled there so much. Just
It's
kind
fine.
Good.
Got to feel this time.
It's all part of the fun. Shall we get some talking points? Let's get you talking. If you're listening live via TWSWrestlingshow.com, make sure you click on the listen live and join the chat room. Or if you're listening on the TuneIn app, which we listened last week, Sybil.
It was very good. We were in the car coming back from wrestling or something, and it was brilliant. Very good.
Very clear. If you go out and about, make sure to tune out. It's totally free. Just look for under live radio shows for Total Wrestling Show, and we come up. It's great. Really easy to use. First time I've used it. Awesome idea. Big thanks to DJ for sorting that out as well. Right, let's get into it. Let's get you informed. Let's get you up to date. It's time for the news in spandex.
Do you want me to have a break between that?
So,
The cancellation and then the WWE bit. You want a break? Do you want to?
yeah, kind of like.
You just tell me when to read.
Yeah.
Ready?
News in Spandex is sponsored by UPW. All roads lead to glory in Taunton, which is in Somerset. Coming this Friday, the 2nd of June. It's featuring Cody Rhodes and Matt Riddle, plus a whole host of UK stars and friends of TWS. Tickets are still available. They are going really, really quickly, guys. UPWUK.bigcartel.com. That's UPWUK.bigcartel.com. Get your tickets. The Thursday night is already sold out in Weymouth. Let's sell out the Friday night in Taunton. It's going to be a really big show, and a lot of TWS will be there as well, including myself, the Brothers Orr, Kieran, and Missy. So come down and say hi if you're there as well. Going to start the show off, as you heard earlier on, dedication to the victims of the terror attacks in Manchester this past week. And sadly, it's touched everyone really around the world, including the wrestling world as well.
Yeah, the Impact Wrestling UK fan party was cancelled this past Friday following horrific terror attacks in Manchester. The decision was made by Impact UK officials on Wednesday following the attack.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about this. We were very kindly invited up to do some of the media interviews for the Impact fan party. As soon as the news broke on social media about it, the question came to mind whether the Impact fan party would carry on. It was literally around the corner from the arena where they were planning on having the party. From my personal point of view, I think it was the right decision. I think it's respectful, and it makes perfect sense that Impact made the right call. It's a difficult one, I think, because you kind of when is the right time to carry on and start on with life, or where do you kind of go? No, we need to be respectful and not do that, as well as thinking of people's safety as well. So my personal point of view is I think they made the right call with that.
100%. I think that was right. Everyone in the area was cancelling things in sort of out of respect, and still we were at critical alert as well. Let's not forget.
Yes.
So I mean that's going to play a part to it. But I think they said there that they cancelled it, decided it on Wednesday.
Yes.
They didn't really communicate that on Wednesday though. That's the only problem.
So let's go on to that, because we were due to be interviewing some of the stars up there. The original plan was to have Grado, Rockstar Spud, Jeff Jarrett, and Jeremy Borash there as the four of them there. Plus the fans would be there and they'd be watching Impact live not live but on Friday night at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They then cancelled it, and they cancelled it by social media. And then they had a rethink and thought, well, we can still do some media interviews. And they were going to bring in Jeff Jarrett and Jeremy Borash. Now, as you've seen on our social media at TWS Radio, we were one of the ones who were promoting it, and also saying we were going to go up there and we're asking for people questions. And we got loads of questions, guys. Thank you so much for everyone on social media who tweeted us and commented on our post about questions for them. Friday, I'm looking, still going to have clarification.
Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Thursday morning they said they were doing the interviews, so
Yes.
we got in the car.
Myself and Sybil went up there and drove up to Manchester, and Friday morning...
Due to various planes and stuff, there was,
I haven't been anywhere near an airport, but my assumption is the airports must be an absolute jam-packed at the moment. Jeff Jarrett just could not get over here. There was just an absolute nightmare of time.
To be fair, they did the absolute best they could in what news and what knowledge they had.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the interviews were cancelled. Myself and Sybil were already in Manchester, frustratingly, but we managed to get back in time to do other things. So we can confirm that we will be having Jeff Jarrett on TWS for a chat after the India tour. They literally had to fly out to India as well to do the Impact tapings over there. So that's part of the reason it hasn't happened as of yet. So that's the 100% facts there, guys. What happened with regards to that? Impact tried really hard. It just didn't work. Following on from that, it's not just Impact that have been affected by these awful terror attacks. It's also affected WWE as well.
It has. WWE have now officially cancelled their NXT live event, which was scheduled for Tuesday, June 6th, and it was to take place at the Manchester Arena. WWE are offering free tickets for anyone who had tickets for the event.
They're offering refunds, aren't they?
They're offering full refunds, but free tickets to Leeds on the Wednesday the 7th in the First Direct Arena as well, so you get a refund and you can have a ticket as well.
Great news.
They are still returning to Manchester Arena in November for the Raw and SmackDown tapings, and on the day, I think it was the Monday before when they were scheduled to go to Manchester, the NXT superstars are still travelling to Manchester to visit people who have been affected by the terror attack.
Yeah, and Triple H himself put a post out on Facebook, which we've shared as well.
Yeah.
So offering his condolences and explaining the full situation.
And it's a really good show by WWE. Again, it's the right thing to do, especially seeing as they were supposed to be in the arena where the attack happened.
Yeah.
But also, they're making sure that they're compensating fans as well. So it's the right thing.
It's a difficult one. I think, and Punk sort of put in the chat room about when almost saying when do you start carrying on with life again. It is such a difficult situation to be in any kind of media situation where when is the right time to go, no, life must carry on.
Now, I haven't seen any pictures or looked at anything, but I'm pretty sure that maybe the Manchester Arena, which is where the attack happened, which is where NXT was going, may not be ready for a show anyway.
And also, I'm not, it's sad to say, on the way to work that morning, I saw just a video came on, just as part of a news feed, and it was horrific, and I was crying on the way to work for these people and these families that have lost things. So I think we have to be really careful when you say, how far, when does life go on? Because for some of these families, life isn't going on. So,
it's
in the grand scheme of everything, let's keep it all in perspective for these families that have lost family members, and it's absolutely horrific. So
yeah, it's been a real stressful week for numerous reasons, and we want to say, as I said, for all of us at TWS are thinking about everyone affected by these awful, horrific bombing, and thankfully there has been no more, even though there was rumours of it. But we're good to see that the police are out in force currently at the moment and protecting us.
Yeah, well, we were up to critical. We've now been downgraded to severe, which is still not a good place to be. But I think the army are being taken off the streets now. But That's a whole different subject for a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Just stay safe, everyone. That's what we're trying to say, I think, more than anything else. Let's kick it back to some wrestling. Sticking with Impact, and an interesting point of views come across with regards to the broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero situation with WWE and Impact.
This past week, Impact Wrestling and Anthem Entertainment president Ed Nordholm gave an interview where he stated that Anthem own the rights to the broken Hardy Boys gimmick, and WWE do not want the rights. Apparently Anthem are open to talk about releasing the gimmick, but WWE have not reached out at all.
Yeah, now I've heard this interview, and Ed was asked directly, what is the situation with the Hardys? He went on record and saying, the gimmick is ours. We own it. We are the producers of that product. So legally, we own the rights to the Broken Matt Hardy or Broken Hardy's gimmick, which actually makes sense. It is absolutely right. And apparently, WWE have not reached out in any form to kind of discuss using the gimmick, and Ed is taking that as you would as a signal that they're not interested in it. But the Hardys are encouraging these delete chants at live events.
Not
and
so
on Raw.
much now though.
I thought they ramped it up.
Yeah, I don't see many deletion chants now.
I think it's Matt's doing it quite subtly. The kind of the way he bares his teeth and kind of thing when he comes out, he's kind of still there. But I agree, we're not seeing the arm movement as much, but the crowd are still doing it.
It just seems a bit stupid to me.
What they're not going for it, or
how someone can own someone's gimmick.
It
Makes no sense, but I suppose it's gone back to time. Kevin Nash wasn't Diesel, Scott Hall wasn't Razor Ramon.
Absolutely.
But it just seems a bit petty, if I'm honest.
I think there's money on the table here.
But if WWE wait long enough and aren't interested, they'll eventually be interested and bring it. They can still buy the rights at some point.
And I suppose the longer you leave it, the less they're going to pay for it potentially.
The Hardy Boys is such a huge draw still. I don't really get it myself, but that's another conversation.
I think that Broken Matt was the what they wanted, because the Hardy Boys, they aren't pushed as much as they could have been. They had that WrestleMania moment, and it kind of went quiet after that. They've kind of gone, well, we've got this nostalgia act, because that's all I think they look at them as. But actually, we don't know what to do with them.
It's interesting, because a little while ago we saw the Dudleys come back. And before that we saw Bubba Ray come back.
How good was that run?
And that's what I mean, they didn't really do much for them, and everyone was clamouring saying, they must turn Bully Ray heel and do Bubba Ray heel and do the Bully Ray gimmick. And they didn't even go down that line. And then obviously the Dudleys now left, Bully Ray's now in Ring of Honour, doing great work in the six-man division.
And Devon's just a producer now, Ray agent, isn't he?
And great, great for Devon. I'm sure he's it's a lot easier on the whole body than taking the bumps.
To be honest as well, we have to also say, how old are these guys now?
Yeah.
I don't know how old the Hardys are, but they are.
The rumours are they.
I mean, you can see Matt Hardy scrambles into that ring. He's got sore hips, sore knees.
Well, it's Jeff they want to push again. They apparently want to put Jeff back in that world title picture. What's going to happen to Matt?
I can see Matt kind of being a.
Jeff can go stand all by himself.
I totally agree. I think Jeff would be the one they want to push.
You say that right, but when you looked at Impact, Jeff was doing nothing, and it was Matt Hardy who was the man. So, but was that all the gimmick?
Yeah, but Jeff was doing the wrestling, Matt Hardy was doing the talking, mainly.
It was because Jeff can't talk.
No,
yes, but also because Matt's quite sore.
I think they want.
So it probably worked both.
So is Jeff though. They are getting a bit. They are just
right.
Matt, that point,
Matt is the older one of the two.
Yeah.
And he's 42.
It's Jeff then.
I'm just trying to find that as well now. But my point is, I think
Undertaker was like 58 before he retired.
I think Jeff. They would like Jeff is a former WWE champion. They pushed him in the main event for that, and he will sell merchandise as Jeff Hardy.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
And I see no reason why they. I see at one point they don't want to split these two off and do separate things. I think the concern is with Matt. Without the broken gimmick, he will kind of slide into mid-card.
If that, yeah.
Mediocrity, like he was towards the end of his run with WWE anyway.
Chris Twigger said Matt's 42 years old and Jeff is 39.
So it's not a massive bit in them.
For the bumps that they have taken, their bodies are probably older than what they are.
And they're going to get more bumps coming up in this cage match.
You look at Jeff, I mean, that man does insane impacts, well, insane bumps he was taking, like the one where he went out off the cage onto the steps and stuff like that. Just sick bumps for someone to do, let alone his body's probably about 62.
But also, if
in feeling, yes.
If Matt is the older and his body is a bit more jarred, so to speak, he could talk for Jeff. Like he pretty much did in the last delete.
Yeah, you could.
TNA.
I suppose you could do that. Well, I just think WWE got this big thing. If they've got someone with a gimmick they want to use, but it is a former TNA or Ring of Honor one. They are very picky on going, well, actually, do we really want to go that line? They like to recreate it in their own image. So you could have cracked Matt Hardy coming up.
Like how we had Owens fight.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah,
fight.
Tack said Jeff is the same age as AJ and Cena, but you would never believe it.
I say...
Wow.
That puts into perspective how much bumps he's taken on that body.
Yeah.
I say...
AJ's probably taken a lot over the years.
I've saying for years.
Look at him.
AJ Styles, that guy is... What he can do at his age and his flexibility is just crazy.
It's probably one of those sort of...
Scotty D20 said maybe Matt can become damaged Matt and start a backspace chant instead. Very good.
You could do that. I think it's interesting the way the Hardy's been booked. I agree with what Toby's saying. They haven't really pushed them as hard as I thought they were going to do it, which makes me wonder if we're in another situation like they were with the Dudleys, and they'll be around for maybe 6 months and then they'll go.
Yeah.
Whether they'll go back to TNA or not, I
unless
doubt
they
it.
keep them stringing along, as we do every year, mention it, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but then you could put them in the Hall of Fame.
You keep them along till that,
Yeah.
but then I suppose they're going to want a better spot. They're not going to have a better spot at next year's Mania than they did this year, so they're still about. This year's they were pretty much front and centre. They were one of the big things that happened. So.
Yes. Yeah.
It's interesting. I think they've already lost that shine though. They've already kind of fizzled a bit.
I'm not minding seeing them. I think they're fairly solid in the ring. They're mid card, kind of doing what needs to be done with the tag division. They give me some fresh fat matches. My concern is the moment. We'll talk about neck when chill. We'll talk about it now. I am bored of seeing them against Sheamus and Cesaro. I've got no interest in seeing these guys have a cage match in 3 weeks or whenever it is. 2 weeks. Especially as Sheamus and Cesaro can't beat these guys even in single matches.
Well, Punk Story said, how dumb is it for them to pick a cage match? It had to be ladders for the advantage, surely.
And if anything,
You were shouting ladders at the TV and they had a cage match.
Looks like they just did a ladder match, didn't
that's
they?
the problem. And they've still had a ladder match on NXT as well.
Yeah.
And I do agree with what Sharon was saying. Absolutely makes sense for a ladder match. Also, but for me, if it was going to be a cage match, surely it should be the heels kind of saying that.
Well, the younger heels who can climb quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're broken. I'm going to climb that cage quicker than you.
Because the heels have been the ones who have constantly lost. You should be going in there going, well, they can beat the guys singly. Does that mean they can beat the tag team? That's the conversation you should be having. We have seen the Sheamus and Cesaro beat the Hardys in singles match and in tag team matches.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sheamus and Cesaro. I think they're a good team. I'm glad they've turned them heel. But I've got no interest in seeing this feud because I've got no suspension of disbelief that the Sheamus and Cesaro are going to win. That's my personal opinion, but we'll see when Extreme Rules preview comes up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It might be a different thing, but that's why I currently sit with it. Let's stick with WWE and before we actually do that, we should go back to Impact very briefly. A couple of things we've been asked to cover by Impact this past week. For those of you watching Spike TV Friday nights, 9 PM. Set your Sky boxes or your Virgin boxes, whatever they are. Impact this week did air, but Spike TV UK unfortunately re-aired last week's Impact, the whole 2 hours of it. So I'm sat there watching it, painting actually at the time. I was decorating while it was on, and I'm going, I've seen this Ultimate X. I swear they did this Ultimate X last week, and they did because it was last week's show. So Spike have now put their hands up and said, whoopsies, we made a mistake, apologies. This has gained mixed results or mixed opinions from the fans. Impact have now confirmed that next Friday Spike will air 4 hours of Impact. So you'll get last week's show and next week's show following each other.
That's a lot of Impact in one night, isn't it? I don't mind watching it. To be honest, I quite enjoy it. Get some quite enjoyment out of it, but because they've upped their packages, the storylines and stuff recently.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
But still, it's a lot of Impact.
It is a lot, and from my personal point of view, I think it's a long time to ask someone to sit and watch 4 hours. I mean, we struggle, and Andrew Keaton commented on our Facebook page earlier on about Raw being 3 hours and it's too long. You're asking to watch 4 hours of Impact, which is pre-recorded. It's very hard. A lot of people on Facebook were saying, Impact's been shuffled around. The week before last, it was moved to a Saturday night because there was an MMA fight on the Friday night. I think there's a bit of feeling that Impact's not been given a fair shake over here in the UK by Spike. let's give it some time. Let's see what happens. It's still early days. The good news is Impact is back on our UK TV screens again because we went for a long time without seeing
Well,
it.
that's a fairer shake than not being on TV at all.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. But yeah, next week will be 4 hours of Impact.
Tack said Spike didn't make a mistake. They bumped Impact last week for MMA. It was a deliberate thing.
Oh yeah, Gary, it was deliberate, but that was
It
before
was still
last.
airing it's airing what they've already aired though. Was more the point.
Yes, that was this week was the biggest issue. They aired what they already aired, and if you are that bothered, you can watch a lot of it on YouTube. There is you can also watch it on Daily Motion if you're really that kind of person if you're that bothered. For me, come on guys, let's get behind Impact within the UK. We wanted it back on the UK TV. We're getting it. Let's support it. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Totally, you can weigh it up as much as you want, mate. Speaking of more TV and more stuff to watch, WWE are throwing out another new show back in probably in July this year.
Triple H announced that the 32-competitor women's tournament that takes place this summer on the WWE Network will be the Mae Young Classic, named after the WWE Hall of Famer that passed away in 2014. The tournament will take place on July 13th and 14th from Full Sail University with 32 female talents from around the world. The current plan is for the tournament to have a very strong female presence. Besides the talent roster, there have been talk of using female announcers, something like two female announcers and one male. No word yet on who these female announcers will be, but they could use Renee Young and Charlie Caruso, or with a guest perhaps Lita or Beth Phoenix.
It's going to be, I think, very interesting. I'm glad Sybil's here this week because I think it gives WWE's pushed this what they call originally the Divas Revolution. Now, is it the Women's Revolution they're calling it now?
Women's Revolution. We never say divas.
No more, we don't. But from a female point of view, you're a wrestling fan anyway, so it's probably a little bit unfair. But do you perceive that this is WWE's way of kind of trying to get some more female eyes on the product by going, look, we're doing a whole tournament, and apparently this will lead into another show as well, a weekly show of women's wrestling. Is this WWE's way of going, look, women, come and watch more of our product?
Possibly, but what I want to see is, and now I'm going to get hate for this, but to see good women wrestlers, not just 32 women wrestlers.
So
But
you
I
don't
want
want
to
to see
see
Kelly back then?
good ones. Otherwise,
She was on the rumour,
it would
yes.
absolutely turn you off the product anyway. They can put 100 women competitor tournament on, and if the 50% of them aren't very good, it's not going to be very interesting.
So you want to see more of the likes of the four horsewomen and less of the likes of the divas of old, Eva
Torres,
Torres
yeah.
and Kelly and things like that.
Yeah, I want to be able to see women wrestle very well, as we do, and I know you didn't like it, but I really like the 205. I really enjoy watching the 205, and I enjoyed the 205, the tournament, walking up to it, and I want this to be that good for me.
I enjoyed the tournament of 12 hours.
I
I'm
really
not enjoying the
enjoyed
TV show. There's a difference.
I think it's the same people all the time, but that's
Yeah.
Impact's problem, that's WWE problem, that's still an NXT problem. They
depth of roster.
massively. But this, I want it to be as good as the tournament for 205 because I really enjoyed that. Even though Toby didn't, and even though there was no stories or anything, but I think it gave everybody a lot of TV time and it gave them a chance to do something else, and that's really good and it's really refreshing. I just want it to be good.
I also like the idea, as Toby said there, about them using women. It sounds like it hasn't got to be all women, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they're using women for other things like the referees, the ring announcers, and the commentators.
So on that, we did cut that bit out. There has also been talk of using female referees for the tournament. Indie women's wrestler Kanadi Brink has been signed to work as a referee for the company. So they are using all that. And I think it's great, right? And to Sybil's point about me not liking the Cruiserweight tournament, the tournament was good, but they only announced at the end why they were doing it. As long as they give me a reason at the start of this and go,
to watch it.
we're doing this because, do you know what, they need this. This is the first tournament out of the one they've had that they need. Because you look at NXT,
and
look
also,
at Asuka.
we
No
need
one's
to
ready for
bring
Asuka.
up more women through NXT, through WWE. We need to bring up more talent and mix it up a little bit more.
Okay, that's a great point. Let's follow that on from what Toby said there and link to what Sybil was saying. This needs to be for something, right? We all agree that 32 women fighting over this space of several nights needs to be for a reason. We're not going to get another title because we know we've got a women's title on Raw, on SmackDown, and on NXT.
Yep.
I'll do anything for a medal.
Sybil's entering for a medal. So what's this for? Is this for the winner gets a shot at Asuka?
Because do you know what? That's almost like that Pinnacle now, isn't it? Actually, you get a spot on NXT Takeover to take on the undefeated NXT Women's Champion.
You just
Asuka.
get a spot in NXT, and then you
Even
build
that.
the story from there.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want it to be that for the pure fact that I would hope they would take more than one.
Yeah,
to
you're going
NXT.
to see a lot of
but
these
I
32
mean,
women jump into it.
Even the 205 tournament, you knew there was like only one spot, one winner, and you knew they were all going to be taken on.
But that one spot, one winner was for the title. That was the point of why I didn't like it. They should have announced that earlier.
I think the 32 women, they're going to pad this out with some women from NXT anyway.
Oh yeah, you're going to get.
And from the main roster as well,
You'll
potentially.
probably get like what's that new one called Lacey? Someone, the one who dresses in the old school clothes.
Oh yes, there's the pin-up girl look.
Yes,
Kind of
we'll get
one
those. And the newer people. They just sold. They just signed Kimberly as well now. Who was Kimberly is now Kimberly. No. She was in the tournament, the battle royal not long ago.
Tack said winner gets to take on any women's champ.
Great shout. I'm all for that.
I can see because they're really pushing this winning streak by Asuka. Right, in fact,
Maybe they put her in it.
No, I can see them saying the winner gets a shot at Asuka because then they've got to say this person. Well, Asuka may be undefeated for X number of days or over a year now, but this person defeated 30, X number of women in the space of 3 or 4 nights, and that almost kind of makes them on the same kind of level.
So,
Scotty220 said the winner could go straight to Raw or SmackDown, and the others could be signed to NXT.
perfect. I'm all for that. So
Ask TWS, is this overkill as we got the UK TV show 205 and now the women's? Is that best for business long term?
Do you know what? This is a good question for Fran in the chat room, and actually, this is something I've kind of had a mental note to kind of ask. We've got this network, which we all love. It's got all the old school stuff on it. If you're in Attitude Era, Toby's there watching it. You watched a load of old stuff this week yourself.
not old wrestling, but old things that were released within last year.
Yeah.
24 specials.
Lots of kind of special stuff. But as fans, we say it week in, week out, it is so hard to sit and watch everything. If you want to watch everything just from WWE, you're demanding a lot of your time. SmackDown's 2 hours, Raw's 3 hours, NXT's an hour, 205's hours, a lot of time just on maybe the core kind of shows.
So 205's a core show?
Well, I don't know. But then you're throwing in a UK show, which they haven't announced what the next one is. They've done one already, and they've still got some stuff filmed, so that's upcoming, clearly.
Yep, the weekly show.
You're going to get women's weekly show by the looks of things. Plus all the regular content throwing. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I think for me it's a good thing, but I think you've got to be smart and you pick and you choose what you watch.
Oh, that's it, exactly. The only people this is going to be a bad thing for is us, because we have to watch everything. Right? But the people that can pick and choose, right? If I wasn't doing this show, would I watch 205? Hell no. Am I going to watch the UK one? No. Will I watch this one? Yeah. I would pick this one out of the 3 because this is the one that actually gives. This is the one that I'm interested in. The rest of them really doesn't matter to me, right? This whole Women's Revolution looks really, really good.
The Canon said, will Mae Young's son be on hand to award a trophy to the winner?
Hey!
So that needed a drum roll.
If only I was on the drum roll.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I just want to kind of link into what you were saying a minute ago about the referees there. They were saying about using announcers and commentators. Now, is that the overkill? Does it have to be
All
for
women?
Now, cause especially we're looking at announcers, unless they bring someone in.
Although it would be really cool to see a woman ref.
We haven't seen one for a while
Say
since Jacqueline.
So, we've seen...
we had Impact that they did with Taryn Terrell.
Terrence Farrell was the ref.
Yes.
Right, so when we look at announcers, right, if we're looking at actual announcers, commentators, they've got Renee Young, who used to do NXT for a short period of time,
Yeah.
so she could work, and she does the panel shows.
She's very good.
Lita could work, because she does the panel shows, but she's...
not
Yeah,
very
but
good.
so she wouldn't be the main.
No, but she'd be like a colour commentator.
Yeah.
You need
But really, have they got anyone else who could fill that role?
But then you would want a male voice in there, I think, to mix it up a little bit.
Is it almost, from a woman's point of view, and I'm not going to go back into this kind of battle of sex thing, but is it almost too much by having all women across there? And we're going, look, we're waving that feminist flag a bit too heavily.
Well, then you could say, is it too much to have a whole 205 tournament just on men? Why wasn't it mixed?
Well, you mean have a female announcer?
How many men were on that tournament? Loads and loads and loads.
But wrestling is more a male-dominated sport, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hang on,
but
we're
where's it
not
have to
doing a
be?
mixed tournament.
Do you want
Why does that have to be then? Why is this all of a
Do
sudden
you
too
want
much
a mixed
women?
tournament?
an Indiana tournament?
No, I'm asking you why.
No, I'm saying having commentators, referees.
Well, we've got commentators, referees, and they're all men.
So you're saying
No.
that's
Yeah,
it.
Renee
what
Young.
difference does that
Renee
make?
Young was commentating for NXT at the time. I thought it was really good when she did it as well, but she only came for the women's matches, and I don't know why they did that. Same with on Impact, they were using
They still are, Madison Rain.
Madison Rain. What's the point of that? Just keep them there the whole time. Why do you have to just bring them out for that one match?
The Canon said, as a female, I'd like to see female commentators, but only if selected on merit and not because of gender.
That's kind of what I was
Yeah.
getting at, sorry, yes.
Yeah,
So is Lita going to be better than Corey Graves?
No.
But you know,
Did you pick those two in comparison because they're both heavily tattooed?
No, but it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Is that going to be?
It's like I back Cannon up a little bit. It's like my way of thinking this earlier was, I want to see this tournament, but I don't want it a 32 women's tournament just for the sake of it. They have to. I want good people, and there is good people out there that they just need to select.
They also have. It's Sarah Del Rey, isn't it? Who
yes,
is
trainer
yep. down there as well. So she has her hands in a lot of that sort of thing. So she could be great as an announcer or something like that.
You've also got someone like Fit Finlay who's still around,
because he used to
do. He used to train all the women back in the day. He was one who Trish kind of gives the nod that he was one who made her career. A lot of the girls do. And I think they've got all the pieces here to make something really unique and really interesting. Mm-hmm. And the only thing as well I want to add is that NXT seem to, the women's, I don't know whether it's more women's, it's more noticeable than the women's, probably to me, is that it's a paint by numbers wrestling matches. I don't want this to be paint by numbers wrestling matches.
Yeah, but the problem is with NXT is all the sort of, I don't want to use the word hot superstars there, but that's probably the wrong one. But all like the sort of innovative ones have already moved now onto the main roster, and you now, apart from Asuka, you've got all the newer, fresher people coming in. So Asuka's
which
really
are painted by numbers in the ring.
Exactly.
I find NXT, it's kind of, especially women, and to be fair, sometimes with the men as well, especially some of the newer guys, it is because they rehearse the matches so much. It is a case of, we're going to this spot now. Oh no, what spot we're going now? When they might miss out, and I think it's. They lose some of that kind of calling it in the ring feeling.
I think when you get like when people like Austin Aries was on there, you would get a different match because that indie kind of background came through. But when you've got like the guys who have just come through the performance centre, that is copy and paste. It's what they're shown. Yeah. Unless you've got someone who has that background from
to bring something
Impact
in.
or Indies or whatever, and they go, actually, let's do this because this works really well. Then you look at Bobby Roode's match, isn't paint by numbers compared to the other ones. His matches compared to other people will be completely different because of his background.
Going back to the commentators, Tax said Jim Ross and Renee would just be fine.
They like three though, don't they?
Maybe Mickey James and Medusa could do some comms.
Medusa's a good shout.
Yeah, Medusa's fairly. I think they probably keep up the problem much. She admits that as well.
I think Lita will probably be the one they go for. It's pretty.
If it's a 3-man booth, excuse the terminology, then I think you could get away with having Lita there as well.
It does say that 2 female announcers, 1 male possibly. So you could have someone like Tom Phillips being the main man in the middle, and you could have Renee and Lita off that, or whatever.
Chris Twigg said, people are forgetting because of all the indie wrestlers coming in, the NXT is still developmental. So they still need a chance. Me personally, I think NXT is building its momentum back. Absolutely building its momentum back. But I don't want to see 32 women paint by numbers for a full tournament.
Okay, let's get into what women do. We've done a bit of kind of a magical booking here. What women do you guys want? And tweet us at TWS Radio what women you want to see in this tournament. And they might be from anywhere around the world.
I've got some feedback. The Omegaplex. There's many female wrestlers I'd like to see in the tournament, but at Alpha Female 1 especially.
Friend of the show, Alpha Female. She if they're going to put a monster in the show,
she's perfect.
She is the one you kind of want to think. But there are a lot of other women who are in a similar kind of style.
She's more MMA now, isn't she? She's
doing a lot of MMA, but she is back wrestling again.
Let's not forget they like to bring back former wrestlers as well. They have done that, so they could bring back someone like Kong or someone.
I was thinking Kong or Karma as they called her in WWE. That is a possibility. Alpha Female, I mean, she's done some stuff on the main show. She's worked for TNA. She's different look, different style.
Fran said Toni Storm, really good one.
Toni Storm, and since we interviewed her a good couple of years ago, BEW. It was BEW Toni Storm. Yeah, in 2-team. She has developed quite a bit, and she's changed her look a little bit as well. She's gone a long way. There's a lot of women out there.
In Robbie Brookside's daughter.
I can never pronounce it. XIA. How do you pronounce XIA? Zaya Brookside.
Because he's still up in Performance Centre, isn't he?
He is.
So there's probably a shoe in there somewhere, isn't there?
She's still very young, but doesn't mean anything now, does it? No, it doesn't. I think it's going to be interesting to see who these people are. Shimmer, I think the company, the women's company named Shimmer, I think might get ready for some of these women. I know when this was first announced about 6 to 8 months ago, Angelina Love was tweeting this heavily.
Tweeting about it, wasn't she? But obviously now her situation's changed.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know who I'd like in there. I can't think of anyone.
There's a few on the chat room. Chris Twigg says Tessa Blanchard, Rachel Ellering and Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray would be a great shout.
Cannon said Kaylee Ray and Kairo Hojo. Sorry.
Carrie Hojo, yes.
And Punkosaurus said Candice LeRae.
Which is echoed by Drew Garrison on our Twitter.
Yeah, that's
Jumped
that.
in there.
Candice LeRae, that she is the tag partner of Joey. The porn
Joey
star,
Ryan.
Joey Ryan,
Joey
the porn
Ryan,
star
yes.
stash guy with the whatever plex. I don't want to quit.
Kaylee Ray, if you go back to Kaylee Ray, mentioned in the chat room,
Fantastic.
fantastic work. She actually, do you know what? She's got that WWE look. She's young enough as well. There's someone we could do a lot with her.
It was the one that TNA had for a while.
Was Kaylee Ray?
No. Hang on. Jump in.
Sorry.
Who then went? They left TNA and literally won every women's title there was.
Ooh.
Held them all at once. Not long ago. A year or two.
Oh, I don't know.
She was really good. She turned out to be like pretty good in the ring, and TNA just sort of let her go.
Not the one who was Kong's partner for a period of time. She won the tag titles with Kong. Oh, her name I can't.
That was No, that was
Hamada.
Hamada.
Yes.
Not Hamada. No, this was only a few years ago. She was only in it for like a handshake, I think.
Oh.
She was crazy gimmick. She did the gimmick with the stalker guy.
Oh, who was stalking
That guy.
Oh, she was really good. It was the guy, the redhead guy.
Yes.
Oh,
He
what was
had
his
the
name?
gloves.
Yes, he had a feud with Ken Anderson. He had that silent match with Ken Anderson.
Yeah, he used to just come out with the gloves on.
And his finishing move was called Shh.
It was called Shh. And you know what? He famously was at a TNA party which our former host Mark Fry was at, and he came over and said to Mark, "I know you. I listen to your podcast every week." And it's really annoying. I cannot remember his bloody name now.
I hope he's not listening to
So
this
he's
one.
not listening.
What's his name? Oh,
I
yeah.
can see him. I mean,
And he had Steve loved him.
Yeah, do you know what I like?
And he had that really random full arm tattoo, which was just black.
Oh, that's awful.
Anywho,
Sam
yeah.
Shaw.
Sam Shaw. Yes.
Samuel Shaw, I think his name.
The woman that was his
His
valet
girlfriend.
for a bit. She went and won every single women's title you can outside of all the indie stuff. She had like 7 titles at once.
Wow. Wow, there you go. So we can. No one in the chat room can
No
remember.
one's making that up. I'm sure I'm not making this up. I promise.
We'll keep
Brittany.
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 Thank
Yes.
you, the canon.
Well done. Let's. We want you guys. Seriously, guys. Tweet us at TWS Radio and tag in the women that you want to see in that tournament. 'Cause we are generally curious who you guys want to see in this WWE tournament. Let's get you informed update now with some other news you might have missed this week in our news in briefs.
Last week we announced that 5-star wrestling promoter Daniel Hinkles has offered $1 million to former CM Punk, to former wrestler CM Punk to make a return to the ring on 5-star's 128-man tournament that begins on June 10th in Liverpool. 5-star Wrestling have now confirmed that the account was fake and nothing to do with the 5-star Wrestling. For more news on the tournament, download our Total Talk podcast with John Morrison.
Former Impact president Dixie Carter was in Ireland this week to film some sort of project for ITV.
Triple H sent a custom WWE title belt to Chelsea Football Club for their recent Premier League win.
Put that in just a few toes.
Cheers, Dan. Cheers. The Wrestle America indie promotion run out of Georgia by Raw superstar Luke Gallows has shut down due to what they call legal reasons. Their Facebook and Twitter accounts have been shut down, but the Bulletproof Dojo wrestling school that Gallows and Joey Mercury have been running in conjunction with the promotion is still up and running.
WNXT announcer Vic Joseph made his WWE main event commentary debut this week on this week's episode.
Impact Grand Champion Moose noted on Twitter that he will be defending the title at UK indie events he's booked on next month.
Emma is expected to be cleared by WWE doctors to return to in-ring action by mid-June.
And friend of the show, Gunner, is apparently rumoured to be going to NXT very shortly.
Well, you say apparently he was the man tweeting out those rumours.
So check out that. So we'll give you more news on that as it comes up. Do you know, on a side note, this music, talking about people,
Music that's gone.
owning rights and that kind of stuff, this music, which we've used for News and Briefs for years, is used by another podcast as well for their news. And it's not a wrestling one. It's a marathon podcast.
I so thought you were going to, hype up
something
someone
really-
else's
No.
podcast. And I was like, if you
No.
mention any of those podcasts, then
Just on a side note.
a different
on a
one.
side
A
note.
running marathon podcast.
Yes.
One, that is obviously not you listening to that.
No, that was civil. But interesting enough, we were in the car driving back.
Sue.
And we put the marathon podcast on. They were talking away, and suddenly this music drops in. I went, "Has this jumped into TWS?"
Can I just ask, what is on a marathon podcast?
You talk about running.
But for how long is this going for?
It was a good
An
hour
hour and
and
a
a half, 2 hours.
Every week?
Oh, sorry, what do you do?
Yeah, but things
Good
happen
point.
different. Like wrestling happens, a lot of wrestling happens in the week.
Yeah, but to
You've
a
got 2 hours.
non-wrestling person, this would be rubbish.
Yeah, but how do you talk
You're a
about
non-running person.
marathon running for 2 hours a week?
To be fair,
They interview lots of interesting people.
be fair,
So a lot of interviews. Right.
News and interviews and...
as Sam Lambert is obviously trolling our Facebook video feed by saying wrestling isn't even fake, isn't even real, bro. So, you know.
It's not, bro.
So some people think it's fake, you're right.
Shut up, bro.
Through the meat, damn it.
It's all over! Let's all just go home.
Well,
At least
thanks for
marathon's
that.
real.
I was unaware that wrestling is fake. Thanks, it's been a good 300 shows, guys. I'm off.
off!
See you next time. We'll talk about something else.
Right, speaking of something else, we always like to end the news with a little bit of trivia, and I think this is really hard this week. So, are you ready? I want everyone to do this without using Wikipedia.
They always use Wikipedia.
So have a guess, right? My two co-hosts do not know the answer to this,
Just
alright?
almost said Stooges.
Stooges.
Always.
You're Pat Patterson, you're Joe Briscoe. What? What's that?
That's Butcher, innit?
That's Pat Butcher.
Oh, right. That's Frank, though, isn't it?
Hmm?
That's Frank Butcher.
Frank.
Pat doesn't say her own name.
Is she dead now? I think she died, didn't she, in real life?
Oh, yeah. I know she did in the programme.
I think the actress died.
Pam Clements.
Is that, I don't think she's with us.
Boom!
Anyway, breaking news here on TWS.
Sorry if it's not real. Or true.
Just like wrestling.
Speaking of
Shut up, Toby.
speaking of breaking news.
Why am I even here?
I haven't got it.
Speaking of breaking news, we've been tweeted at Twigger WWE on Twitter at TWS Radio. Kevin Nash is announced as the new commissioner for ICW for their Fear and Loathing shows. It's random. I assume he's going to be there.
Once, probably.
Yeah. They did the same thing with Mick Foley once, and he did it by video though.
But then he sent Finn Balor.
He did indeed. So that's just a bit of breaking news there.
Just because they booked him, and they booked him and he can't wrestle. So they went, commentator, commissioner.
Commissioner. So here's the trivia. Right. So
Pam's alive, Tax says, but we still don't know about Pat.
Pat's dead. Right.
right. Can you post in the chat room if you know the answer to this? We'll give you the answer after this.
I probably
Break.
do, I know everything.
Jinder
It's
Mahal,
wrestling.
Jinder Mahal is the 50th WWE champion in history.
It sucks, doesn't it?
But how many times has the WWE title been vacated? So how many times has the WWE Championship been vacated? Answer after this break. After the break, we're going to put our feet up and chat a bit of telly when we get into our network and chill. Stay tuned to more TWS.
I'm still going with my answer. I bet
This
you.
is a break.
I bet you it was 103 the answer.
Well, we'll get everyone's answer in a minute.
Your storage is almost full on your iPad.
Yeah, man, you're full.
iPad.
What?
Your storage is almost full.
That's right, I'm still playing. I've checked it. Hi, Facebook. We're in a break now.
Your dad joined just a minute ago.
I know. My dad was watching.
Although it's a bit embarrassing. Good luck.
What are you watching on the network this weekend? For just $9.99.
999.
999.
Give me anything you want to see. On a tablet or a TV. Or a laptop.
What's that? TV. Got a TV. Ready?
TWS's Network and Chill is your opportunity to have your say on what's happening or what's happened this week in the TV, in wrestling, not just in WWE, in Impact, in Ring of Honor, in New Japan, anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about in Network and chill.
But it doesn't have to be anything that's been on this week. It'll
Nope.
be what you've watched this week, because we do have a network that can go back through all the many years of wrestling. So it could be anything you've watched. You could have watched something from, I don't know, SummerSlam 97, Dan, where it was Undertaker versus Bret Hart with Shawn Michaels as the ref. As we found out, it was SummerSlam 97. I was right, you were wrong. You could have gone back and watched that, and that could be in it.
So, before the break, before we get into all of that, we asked you guys a question.
Oh, yeah.
So, Sybil's got the chat room answers.
Lots and lots of answers.
Jinder Mahal is the 50th WWE champion, but how many times has the WWE championship been vacated?
I like how you worded this question, Daniel,
Thank you, Toby.
because you've tricked many of people, I think. You have put that he is the 50th WWE champion. So you go, wow, 50, how many times has it been vacated? No, because this title reigns, isn't it? It could be more than 50.
How many times has it been vacated?
You've worded it very cleverly, Daniel. I'll give you that.
So what's your answer then, Tobias?
I've no clue. It's seriously, this has got to be a big number. I reckon it's probably 22.
22. Sybil?
Chris Twig says 10, Cannon 7, Fran 8, Scotty 6, Punk 5, Tack 2 and Sinkorma said 8 or 10 including the Bucklands.
So this is people who have been stripped of the title. This has been people who have vacated it due to injury. This
Yep.
has been storyline stripped of the
Yes.
title. So there's lots of different things that could be going on here.
So, tweet us at TWS Radio if you're listening on podcast, how many often do you think it is? Well, actually, why don't we ask our
Sam Maud said 15.
why don't we ask our cameraman who's recording our YouTube tonight?
Josh!
Josh!
You'll need,
Josh!
Josh!
you'll need to yell, Josh. How many times do you think the WWE Championship has been vacated?
32.
32.
That's not the answer you gave earlier.
That wasn't the answer you gave. What was the answer you gave earlier?
You said 2. Well, 103
I
was
don't
one.
know, 103.
Right, okay, I can tell you, no one has got it right.
But that's not a shock.
Me and Toby haven't guessed yet.
I guessed.
What'd you say?
22.
Oh,
And what did
right.
you say, Sybil? None that you know for. And you can't say wrestling because that doesn't work.
29 times.
I can tell you that Chris in our chat room is the closest with 10.
So
It's
it's
actually
13.
11.
11.
Punkosaurus said 11.
Nah, 11.
Well
You
done,
said
Punk.
2. You said 2.
No, here, look, 11.
No,
People are
5.
changing their minds all the time. anymore.
Cheats.
He
Cheats.
was
Wikipedia
well
cheats.
within his time.
It's 11.
limit.
Okay, quick
Well done.
question. How many times was it vacated due to injury?
8.
Sybil? You know, it's 11. How many times vacated for injury?
7.
Josh?
6.
You're all wrong. It was 5.
Well,
No.
I was closest.
5.
Can we name them?
I can name if you want.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is 1.
Yes. Your turn.
Finn?
No.
Oh, yeah. No, there's Universal.
It's Universal.
Ah, yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
just
I
sneaky,
see.
So, let's go through. The earliest one was
Shawn
Shawn
Michaels.
Michaels with his
He
knee
lost his
injury.
smile, was
No,
it?
Knee injury. Well, I put knee injury, lost his smile.
He lost his smile, good old Shawn.
John Cena was next with his pectoral tear. That was in
Really?
2007.
Okay.
Batista with his left bicep being torn.
Hmm.
Daniel Bryan was stripped of injury due to
Of course
neck
he
injury,
was,
and
isn't he?
Seth Rollins, as you said too. So yes.
I wonder who's been stripped the most times, Dan.
Ooh.
Yes, you'll have
Punk
to give
said
him that.
11 is my favourite number. I don't have time for Wiki. I'm watching the Indy 500. So
Wow.
in your face, Toby.
Well,
in your
You've
face.
got a list there which says Punk 5.
I have to say
So
actually,
just want to say,
Hulk Hogan is the most, has been stripped most. Twice.
say it.
Yeah.
Surely Stone Cold was at least that.
He's stripped twice. That's something I do not want to see.
Stone Cold.
He got stripped in '98.
No.
He vacated it in '98 when it was the double pin. No,
No,
it wasn't him, was it?
No, it wasn't
technically.
him, so no.
Tack said Michaels is not an injury. If anything, it was a pure storyline.
Well, anyway, he was stripped of the title. Come on, people.
Ooh, that's.
Facts, facts, facts.
Oh, that's starting.
I'll tell you what is a fact. The fact is, our new WWE champion currently is Jinder Mahal, the Maharaja of wrestling, is now your WWE champion, your poster boy for the SmackDown Blue brand. This has got people talking, and I
Polarizing is a good word.
Lots of talking.
polarized. I like it. In a nutshell, I think it's a great thing.
I just don't care anymore now.
I think it's
This
too
has
too
literally
random.
this is the nail in my caring of the WWE title coffin. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I just don't care.
So we want your feedback at TWS Radio. What you guys think about Jinder Mahal winning the title? Tweet us or post it on Facebook. Sybil's got some feedback
Yeah,
already
I
though.
do. Francis Reyes, the modern day Maharaja, is champ now, which brings a fresh air to the WWE title. Good card, and now we are in the Maharaja era. Rob Scott said, "Wow, Jinder."
Just simply wow,
Yeah.
Jinder.
Mike Tack on email said, surely now Jinder is champion, Mojo deserves a title shot. He did beat him at WrestleMania in the Battle Royale and also on Jinder's first night in SmackDown Live after the draft.
That is very true, actually.
Absolutely true, but he had his friend helping him.
They did tease something. For those of you who might not see, there was a talking smack after the pay-per-view, and Mojo and Jinder did almost a little bit of a stare down. I don't see it happening myself. I don't see Mojo getting that kind of push.
Yeah, but like at WrestleMania, we were like, oh my god, Jinder Mahal's the penultimate man in the Battle Royal. How did he get to that point? So, stranger things, Dan.
I like it. I'll tell you why I like it. It's similar to what Punkosaurus put in the chat room. It is refreshing. He does feel like an old school, mid-80s kind of WWE heel.
That's why I don't like him.
I think
they are literally just, this whole gimmick is based on racism. And it's a bit too much for me.
I think it's been done very well. They are obviously pushing the Punjabi link. I say link in air quotes because the guy is actually from Canada. Canadian, as are the Singh brothers.
Fran says,
Hello.
Toby, don't hinder the Jinder. And Tack said it was too quick, but good luck to him. That's how I feel as well.
I just think, I don't have a problem with Jinder having the title as much as it was too quick because 2 minutes ago he was a jobber. My problem was, and I said this a month ago at WrestleMania, right? We're 5 months into the year and we've had 5 WWE champions. It makes that title look so stupid that on your first defence you lose it every time. Every single pay-per-view, every single month, we've had a new champion. It is ridiculous and just makes the title look like nothing.
It's similar to what they did with the Raw title, hot shotting it back and forth between Charlotte and Sasha.
Yeah, but at least that was like a storyline with 2 people. These are like every pay-per-view. We're not even having rematches. Every pay-per-view is a different match.
Yeah, it's. I don't mind. I think what they have done is they've done this. I think they've done this for a couple of reasons. First of all, they're pushing
It's the market.
the Indian market.
It's the market.
It's a huge market for them. You totally understand that. I agree with what Sybil said. It may be a little bit quick. I would like them to build them up a bit more. I think this wasn't. You get the feeling this must have been a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Otherwise, surely they would have had him maybe win the Battle Royal and then not lose to Mojo on his first night after the draft.
Yeah.
So you think it's maybe a bit of a last-minute kind of thing they're doing with it. I like it. I think the match actually was reasonable at Backlash. I was surprised. I thought the crowd were going to cock their leg all over it and boo it out of the building. They didn't. It's a Chicago crowd. Chicago crowd traditionally will boo what they want to do.
They didn't boo and they didn't cheer.
See, I think they did.
They were silent.
I think
if
they
you watched the end of that pay-per-view, it was the quietest crowd you've heard in a long time. They even tried to get Jinder in the crowd to get people to react, and no one. It was just the crowd went mild. No one was invested at all.
I disagree. I think they were. They weren't doing a CM Punk, John Cena kind of style reaction, but they were doing a good. There was some reaction. I don't think there wasn't.
I think it's minimal. They focused on the shock of the people in the crowd who weren't saying anything because they were shocked, because that's where they want to take it.
Scotty220 said, if Jinder retains at the next pay-per-view, he'll be the first to successfully defend at a pay-per-view in 2017.
He will.
No one could have predicted that.
Speaking of predicting, that's a great fact by Scotty. Someone in our chat room, apologies, I forget who it was, jokingly asked us a question at the beginning of this year when Drew Galloway came back to NXT. They said, out of 3 guys who are formerly in 3MB, Galloway, Jinder, and Heath Slater, who is more likely to be wearing a world title by the end of this year? And we also thought probably Galloway,
we all said none.
NXT champion to be classed as a world title. I think we all said Jinder was probably the least likely out of the 3 of them. And look at it now, how things have changed dramatically in the space of
just
months.
Just like Jinder's body.
Yeah, it's impressive. That's dieting apparently, my friend. That's just dieting.
Not according to his colleagues. But many of people have come out talking about his body recently. Ryback being one of them.
Oh really? I've not seen that.
Yeah, Ryback had basically told him how he used to see him using roids and stuff.
Ooh.
But I doubt the wellness. But Jinder's come back and said all the wellness policies that I have to do to keep my job. Do you really think I'd get where I am if I was on them?
Yes.
And it's a very, very valid point.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I just think. I don't have a problem with Jinder winning this. I just think that the fact we've had AJ, Cena, Bray, Orton, and now Jinder this year.
Fran said that was his question.
Good work, Fran. The 3MB question.
Oh, 3MB. Oh, yes.
I just think that a hot shot in the WWE title, which is the most prestigious title in the wrestling world, it just makes it look stupid.
But at the same time, it also elevates, I think, Jinder quite rapidly by saying this guy is.
Does it?
I think
that's what we said about Bray Wyatt. What happened to him?
But I think Bray was elevated by it, but I think he's been de-elevated, if that's the right word, by being put over the Raw and being.
I think
he seems like an afterthought in this whole Fatal 5-Way.
So John Cena won the title from AJ, and it was his big tying of the world record reign, which lasted under a month and was very underwhelming, and no one cared about it afterwards. Then Bray Wyatt had the title and went to WrestleMania, and this was the next big thing. We've made Bray Wyatt. He loses the title, no one cares, and it was a very underwhelming title reign. Randy Orton then wins the title, has it for a month, loses the title to Jinder Mahal, and then everyone goes, well, that was underwhelming, don't really care about that title reign, and now it's Jinder. So he has picked up Poison Chalice, it seems like.
So in that case, then you're saying they need to give him a long reign?
Someone needs a long reign.
Fran
If it's Jinder,
says,
it's fine.
ask TWS, do you see Jinder as a JBL type of title reign?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I
see.
don't know what that means.
So
No.
for that, yeah, okay. So that's a great point for those maybe newer listeners, and obviously Sybil being a fairly newer person to wrestling at that point. JBL won the title back in
Great American Bash 2004, I think.
yes. Now before that, JBL was put in within a tag team situation. He was doing the Bradshaw APA kind of gimmick, even singly
Yeah.
after the first brand split.
Yep.
And he all of a sudden he was given a rebrand
Yeah.
and given a new look,
He was the millionaire. wasn't
as we see him now. And then he was pushed into the main event and won the title off Eddie Guerrero in a very bloody match.
he? That was the strap match, wasn't it?
Yes, at the Great American Bash, and that was a shock. But he then held the title for over a year.
But how he held that title so long is that he had a stable behind him. He had the cabinet.
The
He had
cabinet.
Orlando Jordan and
The Basham brothers.
Bashams. Very
And
weak
look,
people.
woman, they had a woman there as well. For
Julian was in it for a bit. Julian Mahal was his
Assistant
fashion thing,
with
wasn't
the
it?
Yes.
mole on the
But there
side.
was another woman they put in
The
there.
boogeyman eat off.
Yeah.
Yes, there was another woman they put in there as well, who famously Randy Orton
That was the bag.
did a dump in her bag. Yes.
So he had this cabinet behind him that made sure he retained that title, and I think it's going to be the same thing with Jinder and the Singh brothers. I mean, it seems like that's the way they're
And
going.
we reported a few weeks ago there is rumours that they are going to put a couple other people with them.
Apparently, they're going to add to it.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense. I think the Singh brothers and Jinder, I think look really good together. I like the dynamic. I think these guys are the putty patrol, one better way of putting it, for there's a Power Rangers comment for anyone who real
No idea.
for
No.
Jinder's enemies. And well, as Randy Orton proved, they can be thrown around and they bounce.
Sick bump.
That bump and that look on Randy Orton's face after he dropped, whichever one of the Singh brothers is on his head, and missed that monitor by mere centimetres was. And Orton knew the look on his face was funny. Well, it sounds awful, but it was funny. I think that's going to be involved in a lot of memes.
Yeah,
People using that
possibly.
screen grab for Mighty quite there's one for you. Crack on with that.
I'm still waiting for the Mount Rushmore. Just saying.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore TWS.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I think I've got a lot of casual wrestling fans that have been massively put off by Backlash because it was a very underwhelming show.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's just a waste of time. Never getting that back.
I don't know. The show didn't stick out. I wasn't going. That was oh my god. That was
I think there was
pay per view of the year.
Yeah, there was one really sound match in it, and it had a no finish.
Which was?
The US title.
Oh, the US title, of course, but yes.
And then it had although very interesting way to get counted out with the foot.
With age against his foot
in the
stuck in the
monitor.
desk and it falling over. Yeah.
But the rest of it, we do timeline. You could do timeline in 2 weeks. You're not going to remember most of that. You'll remember Jinder, and that's probably about
But
it.
do you think this is the problem with them having so many pay-per-views?
Yeah.
They all
Yes.
just eventually merge into wrestling shows.
So I
Yeah,
remember,
not pay-per-views. You know, you've
Yeah,
got your pay-per-view which you're willing to pay for and you're willing to.
so
It's
that's
a big deal.
your WrestleMania is your SummerSlam.
The good old ones. Before they did one every single
Yeah.
month, and now we're like, oh, it's just another
One every 3
wrestling
weeks
show.
now.
Because how can they push these? They can't push storylines in that time space.
Yeah.
They can't build anyone in that time space. They're just throwing matches together. I mean, how many times have we seen now in the next review? We're going to see these 5 people, 6 people go against each other. It's just going to be a normal Saturday.
Well,
night.
Having said that, I don't want to jump forward,
Yeah.
but with Money in the Bank booking, they've already poorly booked that by just going, hey, you 3 who had singles matches at the pay-per-view, you're now the Money in the Bank match. The most lazy booking of history.
Yeah.
Okay, let's follow on from Sybil's comment because I like where she's going. We're going to come back to
Yeah.
the money back. Absolutely. The matches we saw at Backlash, right? I'm just looking down the list now, which we have on our show plan. A lot of these we have already seen on get in some kind of formation on this week's past SmackDown. We'll see it in the coming weeks as well.
Yeah.
You've already seen the Usos and Breeze Dango. You saw that technically 3 times this week on SmackDown because they had 2 single matches and a tag match.
Yeah.
And we saw that at the pay-per-view as well. You saw the mixing of the welcoming committee and the other 3 women on this week on SmackDown as well. Kevin Owens and AJ Styles still interacting together.
Mm-hmm. And will be going forward.
So will Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler.
And so will Corbin and Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Anything we didn't see on this week's SmackDown, actually, interestingly enough, was Luke Harper and Eric Rowan and Randy Orton. No, well, I think we actually had some feedback on a question.
Yeah,
Haven't we?
Lawrence Hull said, why wasn't Orton on SmackDown? It wasn't like he was badly injured the previous night. It doesn't make me feel that Orton cares about the champion if he's willing to wait till Monday and Money in the Bank to try and win it back. Poor story booking, in my opinion.
I think you'd be embarrassed if you lost to Jinder Mahal too.
What, he's going to take the next 4 weeks off?
Yeah, got to save face. I just think, do you know what? That's another thing they're doing to make this championship not look that great, but WWE don't care about this championship, so why should we?
Sticking with SmackDown, we've got to talk about Raw as well a little bit. Sticking with SmackDown, the SmackDown storylines. Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
This whole show was booked around that the advertising of this show was booked around Nakamura's first WWE match coming into onto the SmackDown brand.
Yep.
It was booked as in, this is a match you want to see between him and Ziggler. And I must admit, I'm not a big Nakamura fan, but I was interested in this match. I thought this could be a real show stealer.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Technically sound.
Technically it was sound, but I don't think it was particularly. I remember more about the AJ Styles Owens match than I do about that match.
Should have gone that long. Why would you give Ziggler that much offense and that long against Nakamura, who you're trying to push, when Ziggler is literally an enhancement talent now?
So
Punkasura said, why are they booking Nax to fight from underneath WWE? You're ruining him.
we watched this together, Sybil, and you made a comment about Ziggler. You made a quite controversial comment saying about what you would do with Ziggler in this match. You said that you actually then pinned Nakamura, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have, because Nakamura can come back from it, and it would really cement Ziggler as a heel, because we've seen him lose. He loses everything. Shock us. Go, oh, I can't believe that happened.
If you had to let Nakamura win, if you were going to go for Jinder in the main event, you're going to have a no finish in the US title match and Jinder's walking away with gold, you have to have Nakamura win. Otherwise that pay-per-view's complete, there's no
Happiness.
good feeling.
But I disagree with that. I think.
I don't think you always need good feeling.
Yeah, I do agree
I
with
want
that.
to be shocked.
you
I
need
don't
to-
want to go, oh, well, what's the point in this because he's going to win? Because at the moment, that's what the booking's about.
Yeah.
But now I want to go, oh my god, he lost.
Even if you got-
Shocked.
Yeah, but you
by
wouldn't do
some-
that to Ziggler. You wouldn't give it to Ziggler.
I think you could.
Why wouldn't? Why
pull it-
couldn't
put the
you?
trunks.
Why? That is a waste. That is just
You
throwing
could
it
even
away.
have stolen the win. You
But
could
still,
even
that's-
have stolen
that's
it.
still, if you want to make a big thing that Nakamura's lost, you don't give it to Ziggler, right? You give it to someone. Give it to someone like Owens or someone like that. Get a real
No, I
go
agree.
with it.
I think Ziggler needs something. I
Ziggler's done.
Where Sybil's coming.
Ziggler, there's
I
no saving
wanted-
Ziggler. Ziggler is where
Doesn't-
Ziggler is.
I agree with that as well.
There's no saving.
Absolutely, but I wanted to be shocked, and I wasn't.
It would have been quite.
It would have been shocking. You were right. That would it be more shocking than Jinder?
Ooh.
Which would you be more shocked at? Nakamura losing or Jinder winning?
No,
I think
more
it
losing.
would have been quite a nice bookending of both ends of the show, to be honest. If you had a shock at the beginning and a shock at. I mean, I get what you're saying about sending the crowd home happy and that kind of stuff, but.
Gotta give him something, man.
You got.
Because nothing else happy come out of this pay-per-view. Come on, the only other good thing was we had 3 costume changes by Breeze, and that was about the nearest thing you had.
Chris Twiggs thinks Ziggler needs to leave WWE though. Take a year off WWE, wrestle in the Indies, come back better than ever. Ziggler has been dull since
Hey,
2013.
it can work for Jinder Mahal. Right? It can work for you too, Ziggler.
Scotty's put in there. I like Scotty's comment in the chat. It's an interesting statement. Is Ziggler the veteran helping get the young guys over now?
Yeah, that is his spot, isn't
Is
it?
that his spot now?
Yeah.
Still want to be shocked. Don't care.
You bring someone in, they start with Ziggler. Ziggler is guaranteed to get someone a decent match. It might not be a 5-star match, but it's a decent match.
Arguing Sybil's point a little bit here. When we've said numerous times in the shows, wins and losses don't mean anything in wrestling.
Just look at Jinder Mahal.
Then her point is quite valid. It makes no difference if you pin Nakamura.
Because they'll forget
Yeah.
about it next week.
Yeah.
Give
You
us
could
a
have-
shock.
But I think if you'd done that, you can't have the W title going to Jinder. You can't have 2 shocking moments like that one pay-per-view. Unless it's a big one, like WrestleMania or something, you're not going to do it. You've got to have...
Can't
Balance
see the
and act.
harm. Shock us. I want to be shocked.
I think Nakamura should have finished him off quicker. 100%. He should have been a dominant win from Nakamura. We could have dropped Ziggler out the Money in the Bank thing, because no one cares, and move forward with life. But at the end of the day, I won't remember that in a week's time, let alone...
Okay, you mentioned Money in the Bank. Let's talk about Money in the Bank, because that, I think, is interesting. We have been told the 6 names, or was going to be 5, now it's going to be 6 names already coming into Money in the Bank, and we're 4 weeks away?
Interesting, it was Owens that was left off at the end, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Interesting that he was the one left off.
But he won.
Like, why am I not getting the shot at this? Like, and you're putting him in. It was such a valid point.
It was incredibly valid, but for me, I'm interested in what people think about this. you announced 6 guys. I think you've got is it 4 weeks to Money in the Bank?
Yeah,
About that.
you've got the same point I have here.
Why do we not have like qualifying matches? Make it seem important. Make it seem guys fight for this, right?
Because that's what it is. It's important, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? And this is going to fill up your weeks leading up to it. Well, they used to do it. You used to have the show before. It'd be like last spot, battle royal
battle
for
royal
last,
for last
spot, and everyone second chance battle royal. It was great. But you look at it, people just got given that. You look at Luke Harper, right? He won on the pay per view. Why is he not in it?
That's very true, actually.
Luke Harper probably should be in it, and Luke Harper would be a good man having that Money in the Bank.
Good base.
He's done ladder matches before, multi-man. He can do it.
It's
Why
almost,
didn't he get at least a shot? You know,
it's very similar to what they've done on Raw with his Fatal 5 where it's come up with Elimination Chamber.
chuck 5 people in it.
Why don't we not have qualifying matches for that as well?
That could have been a whole like smack. That could have been a whole like show.
Exactly, and it saves having to. Because the moment on Raw, jumping into Raw, all we're getting at the moment. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to get this guy's going to face this guy, and they're going to keep everyone at the same level. Those 5 guys are going to be kept at the same level because you don't want anyone looking particularly stronger than anyone else going into it. So you get this parity booking. And now I think we're going to get the same thing with SmackDown for the next 4 weeks with these 6 guys. Well, I'd be more interested if you said to me, next week we've got 2 qualifying matches for Money in the Bank, week after another 2, and then the week go home show you do a battle royal for a real wild card person in there.
And you could throw the wild cards in there because actually, can these? And the other question is Money in the Bank? Is this going to be a dual brand pay per view?
No,
it's just SmackDown.
it's just SmackDown.
So you're taking those 6 guys. Who the hell are you filling the rest of the pay per view with?
Well, that's kind of interesting. I think did we not have some feedback on that, Sybil? From I think we did an email from John Reich on email, almost saying that, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, I'll read the email. Hi, long-term listener, first-time feedbacker.
Ready.
Can I first say I love the Ask TWS tab on the website. It makes it much easier to leave feedback than using social media.
DJ.
Well done, DJ. That's TWSWrestlingshow.com.
I was wondering what the team's thoughts were on Nakamura at the moment. He was used heavily in the advertising for the pay-per-view, and it has meant to be his first WWE match, yet no big entrance, and his match with Ziggler was okay but far from mind-blowing. Plus, I do not like the idea of him being in Money in the Bank with the roster being so slim. Surely he could be in a dream match at the pay-per-view to fill the card.
So yeah, we've agreed with a lot of stuff he said, but with regards to the dream match, I agree. I think you've got a card we're coming up in 4 weeks. You've got your 6 guys, your 6 main guys, involved in a match. You've got your world champion and Randy Orton in another match. You're also going to get a women's title match, which will be announced. The number contender will be announced next week.
Yes, they're talking about that at the moment in the chat room. It's been rumoured, and then someone else said it's official.
Well, we'll come back. So we've got an elimination match next week on SmackDown to announce the number 1 contender. But there is also rumoured of a women's title,
women's
Money in the Bank match.
Surely Charlotte should win that. Should be perfect. Anyway, that'd be amazing. I'd love that, especially give a bit of a spin on it. But I'm just got Backlash up.
Yeah.
Just looking at Backlash, looking at results here. We're talking about those 6 men getting in the Money in the Bank. How futile it was, but in a minute. And John Reich said about Nakamura just being put in there.
Yes.
Okay. If you looked at it, you got Rusev, right? We don't know what's going on with Rusev. He's supposed to come back. He's not back. He wanted a title shot, Money in the Bank.
They announced he was coming back 2 weeks ago and he hasn't turned up yet.
Right, straight away. There you go. There's someone who could possibly go in that Money in the Bank. You have that last chance battle royal when he's the last person to come out. Ideal, right? Yeah, Luke Harper was in a match, right? Eric Rowan, you could even get in those qualifications, but Luke Harper's a fantastic one. If we look at it, you also have
Mojo Rawley. You could use him.
Mojo is a great one. Mojo, there's another one. You had Ty Dillinger. Was on.
Where's he gone?
He was on the pre-show. Which picture him, right? The pops that he's been getting. Picture him reaching for that briefcase.
I think he'd be great if that last. I mean, if going back to your fantasy booking and booking that battle royal, having Ty Ginger win that battle royal, he's not going to win Money in the Bank, but having that kind of moment where they tease it, and he's climbing the ladder by himself, and then suddenly someone dumps him to the outside.
Oh, the 10-10-10 chance would be amazing.
The crowd would go nuts.
You pitch out. That's 4 people: Harper, Dillinger, Rusev, Mojo. We just said there. If you look, I mean, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, they'll be alright in it. They'll probably have a good spot. Do we need Kevin Owens and AJ in there? Bearing in mind that finished on count out that US title match. Why isn't that a match on the pay-per-view?
And neither of them need to win this Money in the Bank.
No, you could easily put it on either of them, but they don't need it, do they?
So out of the 6 that have been announced, we're going to do predictions in about 4 weeks' time. But just top of the head, as things stand now, who's winning this title out of the 6?
Sorry, what, the Money Bank?
Money Bank. So let's go down. You've got Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Nakamura, or Ziggler. Who is
It's
winning?
not going to be Kevin Owens, is it?
I would
He's
love it to be
holding
Kevin.
a title.
Kevin would
He
be.
shouldn't even be in there. He should be defending his title.
Agreed.
Kevin Owens would be a fantastic person to have Money in the Bank.
I think
100%. I think it's Corbin.
it's Corbin as well.
I think Corbin's getting out. They like it on a heel. I don't think Nakamura's going to get it.
No.
Uh,
Sami Zayn maybe.
Sami Zayn would be good.
He's beaten Corbin twice now.
There's only
Dolph
two in
Ziggler's
there.
pointless.
There's only two in there that could do it, and that's Sami Zayn and Corbin.
I
The
think
rest are
Corbin.
all fillers, I reckon.
I think Corbin would be a great shout for it. But I think, yeah, I mean, AJ, I can't see AJ with it.
I think
AJ will get there by himself.
they didn't need it.
He doesn't need it to get
No.
there. Kevin Owens would be a fantastic, because that's the kind of, him cashing in that Money in the Bank would be such a Kevin Owens thing to do.
Yeah.
It would make
It
perfect
works
sense.
so well with a heel.
Yeah. Nakamura don't need it. Dolph Ziggler's just going to bounce
Been
around.
there, done it.
I just don't, yeah, I think really you're looking at Corbin.
So, shifting gears up to the women's, I know the chat room already talk about it. Let's kind of throw it out there. There is rumours, and it hasn't been announced yet, but there is rumours that they are going to do a Money in the Bank match for the winning at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view as well. So, they've already announced that you're going to have the title defended at Money in the Bank by the women. So you're going to have You're going to have Naomi defending against one of the 5 women who are in the elimination match next week. So let's just say, for sake of argument, it's
Carmella.
I think it might be Carmella actually. It's
Oh,
Carmella.
yeah, well,
So that leaves the other women kind of knocking around, not doing much. So you could, in that case, then have a
we're talking about the Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank
So
with
you'd have Charlotte, you'd have Natalia,
Yep.
you'd have Tamina, and you'd have Becky.
That's 4.
Who else is on SmackDown roster?
That's what I'm trying to think. Who else could you put in there on the SmackDown? I mean, there's Reese isn't there anymore, is she?
No, Maurice is at Raw, Mickey James is at Raw.
Nikki's out long term.
Yeah, unless she could return. I don't know what her deal is right now.
I just don't see them doing another match. To be honest,
Does there have to be 6?
Couldn't they bring someone up from NXT just for the evening?
they've done it before. They've done it with Bailey.
Could they bring it instead of that? Could they bring in a legend?
Yeah. Who?
Like when they brought Mickey back.
Oh, Mickey's on.
She's on Raw.
She's on Raw.
But when they brought her back to face
I'm
Asuka
confused.
at NXT, you can't do that.
Oh, Chris in the chat room said that could we debut Asuka?
Yeah.
For Money in the Bank, no. I don't think you.
She'd have to win it as well.
Yeah, I don't think
To keep that streak going.
Debut a champion.
Would that count as a streak losing?
No, she's not pinned. They get around and say
Yeah,
she's
well,
not
she's undefeated. She technically would be
Tack
defeated.
said Lana in her ladder match.
No, Lana, yeah, she's on SmackDown.
Oh no.
She's about to make her debut as well, isn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah, Lana, stick her in.
No.
Stick
Stick
her
in
in
Lana.
even for the sake of it.
She don't need that'll protect her. Lana match will protect her greenness.
Eva Marie.
No.
She's gone, isn't she?
She's gone apparently.
Professor
Rumours
said.
are.
I
she is
Sim Cormer said Summer Rae. Please bring her
Is she on
back.
SmackDown?
I hope
Probably.
I
so.
think Summer Rae. I don't.
I ain't got a clue.
I can't remember what brand she's actually allocated to be honest. Someone check it for us.
Punkosaurus says bring back a Bella. Wow.
Well, Breeze talked this week about coming back. She's getting in the ring to train again, but it's going to be a long time before she's back.
I don't see. As much time people keep going about we haven't had a loud match for the women, we should do a Money in the Bank match. I get it. I do think it's
You
right.
have to again have really strong people in there to make it. You want to watch
And
it.
to be fair, if you
You've
look
got
at it,
Charlotte and Becky straight out. You've
Yeah,
got
yeah, but that's
and you've
true.
got
Natalia,
and you've got
Tamina.
Tamina to be the base.
Yeah.
So you have got some.
You've got some good stuff. You want Sasha in there already, don't you? That's a Sasha match if it's ever had it on.
I think the problem is, it's not going to live up to the standards of the blokes matches, and I think
the
everyone's
blokes matches.
guys
How
with
sexist.
respect.
Yeah, that
they,
is
well,
really
because-
sexist.
I'll tell you why, because they've got more bodies in there, and they've got
You only
more.
got more bodies.
They'll have more time. The blokes got 6 in there, but we've got 4 currently on.
Yeah,
SmackDown.
but they could fill it. Well, technically, you said 4. We just said Lana. There's 5.
Oh come on, you're going to put Lana on a ladder
Why not?
match.
Scotty220 said Lana would be more suited to a chairs match. She knows her way around a chair.
Oh.
Yeah.
She does. She knows the chair very well.
Why not do it? Why not do it? And it would give that extra sort of oomph to the women's division to have that Money in the Bank holder. But the problem is with the women's division, the one problem with it is the fact that we've just said how many there are, right? We've thought of 7 active people, and Lana's not even debuted yet, coming on that roster, right? If you have one of them with Money in the Bank, chances are you're going to do that match anyway.
Yeah, this is true.
Because it's going to rotate.
Yeah.
But the men, you do have
Well,
40, 50 of them.
This is my argument where, to be fair, the Money in the Bank main match should be dual branded. Because then you could do the tease of, say, you could have 3 guys from Raw, 3 guys from SmackDown, and you could almost say,
Almost a war
Title.
kind of thing.
this title could go for either title,
Just a world title.
a world title or the Universal title, see? And they could jump, and you could have people jump. You could have that tease saying, okay, say I don't know, Baron Corbin wins it, for sake of argument.
And he turns up on Raw.
Did them on Raw, boom, and it gives you the ability to from a company point of view, future-proof yourself. So if someone gets injured again, God forbid we have another issue like we have with Finn Balor or anything like that. You could have that guy come out like they did with Edge when Never got injured.
Yeah.
Have that guy come out and take the title off them. Bang, do it. Pull that trigger instead of having to go, oh Christ, what do we do with it? We have a vacated title. You can make it into a storyline and make it seem more impactful and do it. I'm not saying that's the only reason to do it because you want to future-proof yourself from injuries, but injuries happen. Plus, you then gives the interest of, well, every pay-per-view you've got the tease.
Yeah.
Will Corbin, I'm just using Corbin as well, will Corbin show up tonight and cash in?
Yeah, if you give it to someone, again, going back to give it to someone like Owens or AJ, give it to AJ, right? Picture that pop when his music hit on a Raw pay-per-view. You've got, I don't know Roman Reigns is holding up the title. Yeah, I'm the champ. Suddenly, AJ's music hits. That place goes crazy.
The only negative to it then makes the brand split blurry. You then potentially go, well, if AJ's moving, why can't someone else move? You know what I mean? It's kind of...
Because he's won a title. And who says he's moving? That could be what they do. There's the storyline right there, right? Either AJ comes over or you get the title back.
Yeah, I get it. I'm pushing because I think it makes it more interesting and it gives you more kind of questioning who's going to win the match.
So why have SmackDown got it and not Raw?
I don't know.
Raw, who have 3 hours to fill,
Yes.
and a third more wrestlers on it, don't get this match, but SmackDown, which probably needs it less, gets it.
I totally agree because I think these 6 guys could all be. There's all arguments for putting these 6 guys into that main event picture at some point to have a title match anyway.
Again, like the women, right? These guys are going to be in that main event at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Cannon's got a good thingy. She said, I'd rather see a second Money in the Bank match with 205 Live Cruiserweight title.
Nah, there's like 4 of them anyway.
There's more.
There's more.
They don't use them.
They
To
just don't
fill them
use
up.
them, but that would be an interesting match.
I would like to see that.
But no one would care about that cash in. I'm not being funny.
No, he's right. I do agree
No
with that.
one would care about a cash
No,
in.
it fills a card.
Is that what we're doing now? We're just filling cards.
Well, there you go. There's 205 sorted for the next few weeks, filling out that Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
It would be a spectacle, don't get me wrong, but I don't think anyone would care about it. That's like saying, but let's do one for the Inter. What's the point?
For the Inter.
Yeah, for the Inter.
That's an interesting
Do a
point.
tag one.
Chris in our chat room. My question is, did they actually announce the winner gets to cash in at a WWE title shot or a world title shot?
They might be leaving it open anyway.
So could the argument be they could jump these people over to?
It's WWE.
I don't
right?
think they will.
It's
I don't think they
it's
will.
WWE. If they need to, they just will. And
Yeah.
they'll
If it's
sort it
getting
out
a bit
afterwards.
quiet and they're not really sure or something, then poof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone.
Look at the
Someone gets injured maybe.
Look
Yeah.
at the Seth Rollins bit, right? Seth Rollins cashed in on that main event at WrestleMania, and they were like, "Oh, how are we going to book this?" We booked some to a corner, right? He cashed in. Everyone went, "He can't do that. It was during a match." I legitimately went, "I always thought you could do it in a match because they never.
Yeah,
But loads of people kicked off saying it was in a match, and I WWE went, "Well, we never said it had to be outside a match." And suddenly everyone went, right. They just did it, right?
Do it.
And they covered it afterwards. You couldn't just do
Fran
that.
said, ask TWS, do you see cash in on the same night?
Nope.
No. I
No,
like
they did it
them when
last
they
year.
don't. I
Tease
want
it.
it to run. I want it to tease.
They did it last year. They won't do it again.
Plus,
But they had to do it last year because of the split.
I think, in all honesty, you've got this ability with Corbin. If it is going on Corbin, which I think the smart money is, Corbin needs time to be developing still. He needs time to have that kind of cocky persona with the title. And being almost this monster in the shadows who's there always waiting, I think that would be a lot for Corbin. This time next year, Corbin could be a WWE champion if he's booked correctly. Especially now we're seeing Jinder.
They'll give it to anyone.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And he could use the case as a little weapon as well.
Exactly,
Whenever nobody's looking or
That's it.
backstage. or
And he
something.
could do that, Corbin. That'd be
Easy.
fantastic for Corbin. You know,
Whereas
it's the same.
AJ Styles could skip along with it, swinging, couldn't he? He's not really going to hit someone over the head with it at the moment, is he?
No, well, he doesn't need to, does he? But, well,
No.
although he could do the phenomenal
Sami
forearm with
Zayn,
it.
what's Sami Zayn going to do with it?
Hug it and
Hug
throw it in
it
the air and
and
go,
squeeze it
yeah!
Let's go!
Hug
Dance
it
on
and
it.
squeeze him.
I love Sami Zayn, but he won't do anything with it. Although him, that is the underdog story, isn't it? But then it'll be, you couldn't win it, you had to cash in. But you've got a story there.
Can I say now, if Corbin wins it, I want vignettes of him carrying the case around on his motorbike and either strapping it to the back seat or having a sidecar with it sat in there.
Yeah, because that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's just make this guy look like a fool before we put the title on him.
Uh,
Why not?
I think it'd be funny. So let's shift gears and move over to Raw because we haven't even touched about Raw yet. We've obviously covered the Sheamus and Cesaro stuff. This Fatal 5-Way elimination coming up at the next
Is it elimination?
pay-per-view. They've said elimination.
Is
I
it?
swear it is.
Is it? Okay. First one.
No, sorry. The match next week's elimination
Yeah.
for the Div.
The Divas,
Knockouts.
the knockout.
Oh,
No, I'm just copying you.
the women. The women on SmackDown is elimination.
Yes, this one's not elimination, is it?
Fatal 5-Way. The
Well,
winner
that would
gets
make it
Brock
That'd
Lesnar.
make it interesting if it was elimination, because there's a lot of people, they don't want to get pinned in that match.
Agreed.
Who
I'm
would take it? Who's going to take the pin? Rollins?
Well, you got this. You got Rollins, Balor,
Balor's not taking it.
Bray Wyatt,
Bray could take it.
Roman Reigns.
He's not taking it.
Rollins. Rollins took the
You said
pin.
you said
on-
Rollins twice.
Rollins took the pin this week on
Yeah, 'cause he
Raw. I
can.
swear he did.
He literally is the only one who can take a pin in that.
I remember thinking, well, that's unusual.
Bray Wyatt, they want to sort of build up. Finn, they want to build up. Joe's the monster. Reigns, they never want to pin Reigns. Rollins is literally the man who's the only one who can get pinned.
Finn Balor. This link's quite nice when we talk about the 24 thing as well, which I think we all watched this week.
Yes.
I was not impressed with his promo on Raw with Paul Heyman. I wasn't impressed with Paul Heyman's promo. I thought it all went on a bit.
It's not
but
quite strong.
no, Balor, I don't think he should talk.
No, he's get the demon out, right? Because the demon, that elusive demon character, is what Finn does well. And in 24, he said, "That is me." Yeah, because you can't talk on a mic, mate. That's why you've never been able to do
He's
that.
got such a nice little voice, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what you want from your main eventer. I'm a big tough wrestler,
I'll
but I've got a
listen to
nice
it.
little voice.
I think they should book him. I'm not saying he shouldn't talk. I think he should be used very, very sparingly in the way he talks. I think he should always be like a moody, not moody, but kind of a dark, brooding kind of character that is almost very similar to like I want to say like Angel from Buffy and the Vampire Slayer kind of thing.
What
Bad.
sort of link are you throwing out today? So, I did read a comment from Lawrence Hull. And I'm going to skip over a bit and just come to the end of it, and we'll go back to what he said before. But he said, seeing Paul Heyman and Finn Balor on the same ring made my fantasy booking dream. Balor, a Paul Heyman guy, or even better, a Paul Heyman Bullet Club. Unfortunately, it would never happen, but dreams are free. Now, we're just talking about how he can't talk, and he likes that cool gimmick. Paul Heyman guy, Finn Balor.
Brilliant.
No,
Why
I
not?
don't like the idea of it. I'm bored of every time someone says a new manager, put him with Paul Heyman.
No, yeah. Well, who else can do? Right?
I don't think he needs a manager. I just think he
He can't talk.
Exactly. And not everyone's got to talk. It can be dark and brooding, and just the odd word is fine. The guy can talk. He just when he got cut a long promo, he becomes, I think, lost or almost a bit monotone. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Let his in-ring talking. Do video packages with him.
Yeah.
Tease the demon character every so often, and then pull it out when you need to. I'm not saying you have demon character every week. No, far from it. I'm
No.
not even saying every month.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I'm saying maybe the big pay-per-views like your Manias, your Smack, God's sake, your Manias, your Raw Rumbles, your SummerSlams, those kind of shows. Pull it out then, or for a big feud.
Would it be like good if we missed it at Mania, didn't we, this year? That'd have been great, seeing that entrance at Mania. Anyway,
See, Callan gets my reference about Angel in the chat room.
cool.
See, I'm not talking out the backside.
I never said you were. I just it's not the greatest reference.
Not the most topical
That's what
reference. I'm not gonna lie. It's not
Trails
most,
from it.
yeah.
No, I think if we're gonna make him talk, he needs a mouthpiece, right? And I think he'll need it to be turned heel. As a face, you don't really want a mouthpiece. It doesn't really work, in my opinion. Face talks for themselves, but I could see it definitely. But I can't see the demon Paul Heyman coming out with the demon.
No, it doesn't work.
No, exactly. That doesn't. No, absolutely doesn't work. No, totally agree with that.
Just always the smoke and the music, and Paul Heyman walks for it first. Hang on.
I
What?
want to see Paul Heyman as the demon and do this as well.
No.
That's
I
right.
would like to see it. I don't want to see a serious version of it. Maybe
No,
like
no,
just
yeah.
a YouTube parody would be good.
Just a little parody. It'd be
Be
nice.
I just don't see them putting him with Paul Heyman. I might be wrong.
That was a big tease, though.
They kind of Paul Heyman did the respect angle with him and all that kind of stuff.
So- Where are they going with it?
Chris Twigg says, "Oh, you could put Balor back with Girls Nelson."
You could. I think that might actually
Bring
work.
back.
Well, when they were.
We haven't had it in WWE.
Not in WWE.
Get out of your WWE bubble.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not back then. WWE aren't in that bubble, so why should I? They're not going to acknowledge it.
You could put the club back together and do something with Gallows and Anderson and have him as
But
their.
he's got to be heel. And why do you want to turn him heel?
That is true.
Although he is kind of floundering.
So the rumours originally for Extreme Rules was you were going to get Lesnar Strowman
Wow.
for the Universal title. The plan now is apparent, and then you were going to get Seth Lesnar at SummerSlam, apparently.
Oh, like that.
So the believed rumours are that what they're going to flip it. So you're now going to get Seth Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. God, I hate that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then the following pay-per-view, which is obviously SummerSlam, you will get Strowman Lesnar. So it
Suddenly
looks,
SummerSlam main events have gone downhill.
potentially looks like Rollins is winning this Fatal 5-Way.
But then he's got unfinished business with Joe.
Yeah. Well,
Not really. They are stringing it on. But
They don't.
they went, oh, we're going to finish this at Extreme Rules. Actually, we're not. We're in a 5-way. You don't have to do the match that you said you were going to do. You can't tease that they're not finished and then not finish it. Doesn't make sense.
So that is. I'm not terribly excited about
they're going to spin feuds, aren't they?
about Lesnar's. I mean, Lesnar Rollins will be a fine match.
It'd be fantastic.
But
And it's something they've never really finished.
so out of those 5, who do we want to see? Who do we want to see take on Lesnar at the next pay-per-view? Balor, Bray, Joe, Rollins, or Roman Reigns?
Sybil, what's your pick?
I don't really not really that bothered, if I'm honest.
I would love
I
Rollins.
think there's lots of other people who'd rather see wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think there's some great picks in there. I would love to see Rollins. I do like Rollins. I think that'd be great. Balor versus Lesnar would be...
Is it a fresh match?
And the David and Goliath thing.
Very much David
Yeah.
Goliath
Would be
thing.
great.
The underdog.
Yeah.
But then do you want to paint Balor as an underdog?
Against Lesnar, I
I
think
think-
most people
I
are.
think most people are.
Yeah, but I mean, you could choose another underdog for that. But then
Like
he's,
who?
I think he's definitely going to be the one to, with Paul Heyman coming out with Balor, saying he's the special one and all
Do you think that
this.
it's going to be those two?
That's going to be, it's going to
Well,
be
I
those two.
think he was the only one who wasn't really... Well, he is kind of linked in with Bray
Right.
Wyatt, isn't he? So
What about Joe Lesnar?
No.
That'll be quite a hard-hitting match.
No.
Out of all
And
that,
it's heel.
I want to see a fresh match, so I want to see either Joe Lesnar, Balor Lesnar, or Bray Lesnar.
So
I
then
like
if
Bray
Balor, you
Lesnar.
say he's like not doing very well at the moment and kind of just
Floundering.
getting on with it, yeah.
I think his in-ring is excellent. I
if
just think
he-
his mic works
If Brock
dodgy.
No, but he's not really doing anything.
if Brock beats him, which he's hard, genuinely Brock does beat them hard, where does that leave Balor?
I think when it's Brock, it's not like losing to Jinder Mahal. It's you're losing to Brock Lesnar.
Brock's a different kind of level, is what you're saying. So,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, I get what Sibyl's saying as well. If you're trying to push whoever you put in there, I think that having him, which is why I think it's Rollins, because Rollins can take the loss because he's lost to Brock.
He's lost to everyone.
So he lost to Brock before, so I can't think it might be Rollins.
The only one that I don't want to see is Samoa Joe. That's the only one I don't, but I'm not that bothered if it is Joe. I think any one of the 5, we're going to get some sort of good storyline, a good take on it.
Plus, you can get Paul Heyman saying "great balls of fire" for about 4 weeks and leading up to.
I think Rollins, Lesnar will have a good match. They've done it before. They've worked together before. They can do that. I still say there's money in Reigns Lesnar, which is still rumoured to be the WrestleMania main event next year, but they've never finished that feud. They've never finished their one-on-one match. I still think there's money there. Bray Wyatt Lesnar would be a spectacle. I don't think it would be technically sound, but 2 big men going at it. Finn Lesnar, we've already talked about the underdog. I think that would be great, and then there's Joe, and I just think that would just be a bit messy, and it's heel on heel, 2 big heels beating each other up.
They could say if Joe's bound to turn at some point, eventually, have it then. If Brock's
Yeah.
still even around. at
Hold
that
it, hold
point.
it off. Is it? Yeah, I don't think you need it. That could be
It's
like
2 big men.
that could be your
isn't it?
Brock Ambrose at WrestleMania. You know, it could be that.
It's much more interesting seeing Brock and Reigns if we have to see Brock, because he's a bit. It's a bit overfed now, isn't it? Every pay-per-view, it's like the Undertaker. He's the new Undertaker, isn't he? Comes out most pay-per-views.
Oh,
Beats
Brock.
someone up. Yeah.
Brock hasn't been on pay-per-view since Mania.
Mania.
He's had a couple months off now, which I.
2 pay-per-views, mate. No worries.
Yeah.
True.
Calm down.
I'm looking forward to seeing Brock back. I like watching Brock matches, and I think him. I always like seeing him throw someone around and kill people. So
That is why you want Finn Balor or Rollins, because they're the guys that will get thrown about. Although both injury prone, probably don't do it.
And that look what happened to Orton. Orton's a similar stature to both those guys as well. And look how Orton got.
Reckon?
Yeah, I think.
Orton's bigger.
Well, okay, bigger than me.
Definitely
Yeah.
taller.
And then he busted Orton wide open. We all remember that match from SummerSlam
SummerSlam.
last year. And Orton's in. Did you hear the interview with Orton? I think it was like a Comic-Con or something. He did an interview. And they said, "Are you keen to get back in?" Some fan asked him, "Are you keen to get back in the ring with Lesnar?" And he basically said, "No, that's never happening again. I'm not getting back in the ring with Lesnar."
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
He's taking his beating.
Absolutely.
But I think whoever wins the Fatal 5-Way, we're going to have an interesting match. I don't think there is a dud. I think any option that you take, it's going to be in some way, shape or form interesting for different reasons.
It won't be Reigns because apparently Reigns is meant to be pigeonholed for Lesnar next.
They're holding
Near
that for
Mania,
Mania, aren't they?
so that's
Which
cool.
makes sense.
Yes, I got this thinking you can get Rollins.
And I'm all for that, but that's Rollins. Out of all of them, Rollins is the man that can't be beaten up because he's taken so many losses. Apart from Triple H,
Yeah.
since his return, he hasn't really done anything. It's called a spade a spade.
Yeah, true.
To be fair, he returned for a little bit, got injured again, went off. So.
Scotty 220 said, I really don't mind who takes the title of Brock, just get it off him. The title means almost nothing not being there.
Well, it's better than it being on Jinder Mahal.
No, that's an interesting point actually. I like that from Scotty. I like Lesnar having the title, but I'm beginning to wonder whether too much time off telly is.
Oh, whoa.
Jack says we've seen Lesnar absent for months before. First time it was different presenting him as a prize fighter. Now he just seems lazy.
What are you going to say then? You said you don't like it because 2 years ago we had this argument, and you were all for the title being off TV.
I am, but I think when you're doing pay-per-views without the title being on there,
yeah,
it kind of smacks something because we've got a pay-per-view come out. This Extreme Rules pay-per-view is going to be
Well, he should be coming in with, like this time round, he should have come in with Heyman.
Yeah, well, I
Just
think
stand in the background.
I know originally were
but then that's one of his dates you were using.
Yeah, his dates are expensive. But also, conversely, he was meant to be on this pay-per-view originally. He was meant to be him and Strowman. That was the plan, I think.
No, it's Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire.
It was going to be. It was Reigns Strowman.
Yes.
Wasn't
Sorry.
it?
Yes.
Reigns Strowman this time, and then Strowman's apparently going to go over Reigns, so then he would go on to face Brock at Great Balls of
Great
Fire.
Balls of Fire. Okay. We've got to give it some time. I think we are going to get the next couple of weeks on both shows is parody booking with the same 6 guys on SmackDown, the same 5 guys on Raw, kind of swapping wins and doing chunky finishes.
That was going to happen, right? And I was going to talk about the whole backlash thing being, let's call a spade, a poor, or if not, if you don't want to call it poor, it's forgettable pay-per-view. And now Extreme Rules, it's not looking great, right? Is this the curse of the split coming, where these pay-per-views are going to be forgettable? They aren't going to have world-class matches on all the time because we've closed that pool of wrestlers down and we're limiting what we can do, and we're still chucking it out every 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Are we going down that route of, I know it is typically it's time for SummerSlam, it gets a bit drab anyway. Is that what we're going down? Is it that tunnel where it's just going to start, the quality's going to drop a little bit?
I think I think I don't mean to kind of hop on Toby's negative train.
Plenty of room, mate. Come on board.
I have noticed the last couple of weeks that we may be in this kind of WrestleMania hangover.
Yeah.
We had a cracking WrestleMania. I don't care what look, we had a cracking WrestleMania.
Oh, fantastic! Best in years.
We had a good couple of shows after that. I'm trying to get the pay-per-view off. That was fairly good as well. Whichever it was. Payback was a fairly strong card as well.
Yeah.
Backlash was fine, but I think we're just in this point now where we're like, okay, the headliners have all gone. Lesnar's gone. We've lost Jericho. You're in that kind of the nostalgia period of Mania's gone. We're on this come down. We've got a while to go till SummerSlam, and I think it's kind of people like, we're seeing there's a lot of the same faces rotating around again. I am not saying we want to get rid of the brand extension because I like the brand extension, but I just think that you get this point every year where it kind of goes a little bit dull. So maybe wrong word.
We're talking about the same faces there. Now, one of the same faces has just been refreshed. He's been painted differently. We need to talk about Gold Dust. And Lawrence Hull come in again, going back to some of the comments that I skipped earlier. Lawrence, see him coming back from your whole email in there. Hint of vintage Gold Dust. I want to see more. A little push would be nice. He's also said about Sasha annoying someone backstage to justify where she is, because she has dropped down the pecking order. But let's stick with Gold Dust for a bit.
What you mean, Sasha feuding with Alicia Fox is dropping down the page?
Yeah, So, Gold Dust.
I like it.
The Golden Truth splitting up was great. Let's call it straight away because I don't think anyone was really interested in the Golden Truth.
Do you know they were almost undefeated on house shows? They had Kurt Angle said a couple of weeks ago to both of them that they couldn't get a title shot because their win-loss record was really bad.
Who did they beat?
Apparently on house shows they win all the time.
Who were they beating? They're the let's make the kids happy.
That's the one. That's me. That's the thing. That they are the kind of get the crowd going kind of thing. They're winning on house shows.
That's great, but TV's what they care about, mate.
I agree. I just thought that was an interesting tidbit.
If we're going back to the 1996, 95, 96 Gold Dust, fantastic. I'm all for it.
So this is interesting because Sybil being you were into the business, you never saw the original carnation of incarnation.
The controversial Gold
I have
Dust.
watched DVD.
You've seen the, but at the time it was envelope pushing, groundbreaking,
Mildly
having to think
controversial,
it.
isn't it?
Trouble
Homoerotic.
is that these little, dream little, he's coming back.
Yes.
He's 1996. He's not 1996.
I
He's so much older now.
though
He actually works better now than he did in
I think
96.
he's in bad condition.
He's in the best shape of his life.
Guy looks. 46, is he, whatever he is?
I have no idea.
The guy's got the makeup helps, obviously.
He was pretty overweight when he first debuted as Goldust.
Do you remember his Black Rain gimmick from
Yeah, that was
TNA?
terrible.
Oh, God.
And had
With
the
the
shape.
rat.
Yes, the rat.
There were 7 in WWE, that didn't last long, did
Yeah,
it?
and how out of shape he was
Really terrible.
in Impact. The guy has done awesome in shape now. Apparently he's swept by DDP Yoga as well.
They all do, don't they?
But I'm curious. This I think is interesting because you now on Raw, you have got a lot of guys who kind of have a darker kind of personality, so to speak, a bit of a kind of old school kind of, I want to say mythological, but it's the wrong way of putting it.
Well, like him and Balor.
Balor, Bray.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you've got that kind of feel. Just kind of these guys who are a bit more. You're not your normal kind of wrestler with tights on and tattoos kind of thing.
So-
It's almost like a tangible gimmick.
yeah,
You
that's
can
what I'm
sell
trying
the
to say.
gimmick.
Yeah. So Goldust, right? He's obviously going in to have some sort of feud with R-Truth, probably a match at Extreme Rules if they're
Yeah, I would
lucky.
have thought so.
Don't know what match that'd be.
Kick off, I'd say.
Oh, Hollywood Brawl.
Get Roddy Piper's car, the golden.
I thought you were going to say get Roddy
No,
Piper
no.
then.
Well, this is what that golden Cadillac they were using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the chase with the
Yeah.
the OJ Simpson car.
What kind of car would R-Truth be in? You want
Lowrider?
A lowrider which jumps up and down.
That's not racist in any way, shape, or form.
Scotty 226,
Eddie Guerrero.
Goldust trying to resurgence would have a better chance on SmackDown. It'll get lost and or forgotten on Raw.
And that was going to be my point. Right, he's going to have a feud with R-Truth, right? Probably a short one. He'll probably beat R-Truth. Where's he go? Realistically, what happens to Goldust? Does he just fade into the back?
I think I like to see him give him a little run. He's not going to get the main event picture, but
Who's he going to
He'll get an IC title.
IC title picture, put him up in there against. Yeah, do you know what? Sounds bizarre. Him against Sami Zayn
On SmackDown.
on SmackDown. That's wrong. Signing it. Damn it. Who's got the
Ambrose.
Ambrose. Why not?
The gimmick match, if they had a Hollywood Brawl match,
Am-
how fantastic
That would be like Roddy Piper and Goldust. all
That'd be
over.
great.
Ambrose, Goldust. Actually, do you know what? Look, it.
That's a great storyline. That's a great match.
I'm more interested in that than seeing him against The Miz again at Extreme Rules, but they're not in an Extreme Rules match.
Doesn't have to be an Extreme Rules match, does it?
Oh, come on. Every other match has got Extreme Rules.
It's got to have a step. Does it have a step yet?
It
That one.
has got a stiff.
Well,
If Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, he loses the title.
great.
Which means they can't do anything extreme because Ambrose will lose the title.
So that's literally taking the extreme.
Out of the extreme.
Miz gets.
No, but I think Miz can still get DQ'd. I think it's just a normal match. It's not an extreme match. Oh, it's just bizarre.
Anyway, Goldust probably going to get lost in the shuffle. I'd love to see him have another IC title run because this man's been in a great shape for a long time and just they've done nothing with him. And I love Goldust. He is nostalgia.
And he also some merchandise.
Chris
people want
Twig says
masks.
Goldust versus The Miz. That'd be quite an interesting one.
Actually, do you know what?
That's
Hollywood.
good.
Hollywood.
Goldust got the
They
direct
can
Oh,
to
team
I'm
up.
saying
They can
it.
team up, and Maurice could become Marlena. Look at that. Boom.
That's true. Yeah.
I'd rather see them against each other.
I
You
don't.
need to turn them.
Use
You
the
never
gimmicks
turn
more.
the Miz, though, wouldn't you, face?
There's nothing exciting about Miz versus Goldust, in my opinion.
Hollywood versus Hollywood could work.
And
I'm going Dean Ambrose.
Throw Hogan in there as well.
Yeah.
I like the Dean Ambrose one. I think that's a really good call. I think Dean Ambrose versus the
There's probably loads more
the
people.
Goldust would be a good match. And Goldust can brawl, and that's kind of where Goldust
And
comes.
there would be a brawl in that.
Yeah, I like that. Tell us what you think at TWS Radio across social media. We need to know your thoughts on the stuff we've discussed tonight. Everyone apart from the troll who's trolling us on Facebook, currently on Facebook Live video.
So, Sasha.
Yes, I can watch you. do-
Sasha.
Oh, Sasha, we didn't come on, Sasha. I was wrapping up.
What's happened?
Are
they just treading water until they-
She's odd lady out, isn't she, currently? You've got Alexa and Bailey, which I am loving the kendo stick shots. I think they've made that one kendo
Oh.
stick shot seem important.
Yeah.
Instead of going hit, 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 it's just one hit and it's made it seem
And
impactful.
swelling.
Yeah, I
It
love
was
it.
impactful.
Love it.
Yeah.
She's an odd woman out currently.
Are they just treading water until they go, right, we need someone else? Because it seems like she's a big match player.
I did treading water until Asuka comes up.
Oh,
But not for Sasha. If Asuka comes up, she's going for a title. She's going straight into that title shot.
I think they're trying to water till Sasha turns for SummerSlam. She turns for SummerSlam and takes on Bailey for the title.
I
Sasha
think
Bailey title
you
for
could
SummerSlam.
have.
That's my gut feeling.
Yeah, but you could do Alexa, Sasha for the title.
Do you know what? I'd rather see
And
Alexa Sasha actually.
Because Alexa is quite flexible. That bank statement,
Yes.
that's going to be a visual.
I don't think she's upset anyone. I just think it's the way they are.
They got nothing else.
It just,
Where's Nia Jax?
she was meant to. She said to Alexa a couple of weeks ago, until Nia gets her title shot, Alexa's now got a best new friend, and she was going to watch her back. It's a bloody good question. Where is Nia Jax?
Why are you doing Sasha versus Alicia Fox when you could just do Sasha versus Nia? Because then you have because Sasha's pretty tiny and Nia is a monster. And if Sasha loses to Nia, that's not really like a big deal. Like loses to Alicia Fox, massive deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ethan, that's the crowd.
Because then you've got to push Alicia Fox after that, haven't you? Because there's no.
I like Alicia
But then
Fox.
you can even
My one
get-
likes Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
I like her.
You could even then go. Alexa and Nia are best friends. You could then have a tag. You can tread some water tag matches. Nia and Bliss versus Bailey and Sasha.
Yeah.
Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
You've also got Mickey James in the mix as well.
Yeah.
You could throw that in there. I think. I hate to say it. I am bored of Bailey as the champion. I'm not particularly going in for the title. I'm not. I've got no interest. I don't want to take the title off Alexa at this pay per view. My concern is I think they're going to. I think they're going to put the title back on Bailey.
But this is where Nia might come in. And it
It's
might
possible.
be Nia Bailey might be where they're going next.
They've done it before. It's done.
And it is that underdog thing.
Yeah, they like that dog thing. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up now. It's time to close the doors of TWS for
It
another
is.
week. It's 9 o'clock.
Bang on time.
Bang on time.
We managed to fill it.
Phil.
I think we had. I don't think we filled it all. I think we had a cracking good show there.
Because
A lot
I
of
was
talking
leading
about.
you down a line of
Controversy.
controversial, was that?
Controversy creates cash. Sybil, any last words before we get out of here tonight? Oh yes, actually we have got something. We want to announce a winner.
Just thought I'd point at that, Dan.
Why
Right.
did you not ask yourself then? Why did you ask me?
We have to announce a winner. So, should we just run down the prize pack, what they could win, what the winners win this week? Sybil, have you got it?
She does.
She does.
I have now.
Go on then. What they win this week, Sybil?
John Morrison Rockstar DVD.
See what we did there?
So, because we just interviewed John Morrison.
Abyss signed picture.
Good.
TNA beanie hat. And an Attitude Era hardback book. Ooh.
Is that the one with the bottle opener?
That's one with the bottle opener.
Oh man, that bottle opener's sweet.
Big thank you to ImpactEurostore.com for their prizes and WE Home Video UK for the prizes. It helps on that
Always
as well.
very good to us, our sponsors.
Lovely sponsor. And stay tuned to TWS. Might be a new sponsor coming on board.
Ooh.
Had confirmation. Just dotting I's and crossing T's.
If you had confirmation, you wouldn't be teasing it.
No. So, the winner.
Who's the winner?
Who's the winner?
Hold on.
Tell me to get the right panel.
Come on,
Everyone's moved around, I don't know.
Ready?
You ready?
You always use that as an excuse.
Yeah, they always move. No, I don't know where it is.
We'll find it.
Find a drum roll.
Have you got it?
Hang on, the only drummer I've got is this one. Ain't that one? Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Well done.
And the winner is. It's Angie at Angie49752122. That is the longest Twitter handle I've ever
What?
seen.
Wow.
That's catchy. That's a catchy Twitter handle.
You're never going to forget that one.
That's Angie at Angie49752122. Just for anyone new listeners, if you want to know how you get these prize packs, you share or retweet our podcast as Angie did, or our video feeds, or you're in our live chat room every week, TWSwrestlingshow.com, and click on listen live. And there'll be another prize pack next week.
What's next week, Dan?
Next week.
How did she get a prize pack?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Just, she's going to be waiting there at home going, why has it not come through Twitter?
Angie, you have 1 week to your name and address to studio@telwrestlingshow.com. That's studio@telwrestlingshow.com.
1 week.
It's not a bot account tag. We've checked it.
Dan's checked.
I always do.
our
Unlike the
account.
bot account that's spamming on our Facebook feed and in our chat room tonight.
Good. Anyway, Dan, what is next week?
So next week, a couple of things about next week.
What's happening?
Next Sunday,
What's going on?
7 PM at UK time, 2 PM Eastern. The family are back. They will have a preview of Extreme Rules.
Does that mean it's Team Wars?
Team Wars is back, and I have a pay-per-view prize pack to give away as well.
So, everyone on podcast listening right now, go to the Facebook page, or I think we tweet it out as well, because your predictions are going to be coming out. So make sure you comment on those images to get your pick in for Team Wars.
And don't forget to share those images as well, because otherwise you get hung, you get no points.
Well done.
But that's not the only thing coming out this week on TWS. So you need to make sure you are subscribed to us on iTunes or any great podcast library like Stitcher, TuneIn, or Podbean.
Does it have to be a great one?
Well,
Can't be a
great
medium.
ones.
It's got to be great because it's got us there.
that's the only reason they're great. And we've got shows coming up this week. The debut. This is just going to be such a big thing. The debut of Crusher in Conversation. And this week he's in conversation with Flip Gordon. Flash. Oh, that's it.
Don't demean
No,
our
no.
guests or Crusher's guests.
Flip Gordon is
Good.
in conversation.
It's a very good interview.
Crusher is doing his very unique style interview. I'm really looking forward to hearing this. He sent it over to me. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but Crusher actually did. He won't let me release it. A demo run with someone else who he can do it again with properly, and it was a lot of fun to listen to the demo. So I'm really looking forward to this Flip Gordon chat with Crusher.
Must be him and his mates, really, isn't it?
It's going to be a very different way.
He does ask about pineapple pizza, yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
That's all I want to know.
So make sure.
And if you want to put your vote in on the podcast or live for pineapple on pizza, to the right hand side of the chat room, because next week your pick will be going onto the board. Yes or no, pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza, get voting.
Saying that, we had some hashtags as well.
Oh God, yes, Sybil.
Sybil.
We're going to wrap this show up at some
What are
point.
our hashtag choices? What have we got?
Hashtag pizza debate. Hashtag pineapple gate. Hashtag pizza the action.
Pizza the action.
Pizza
I like
Pizza
pineapple
the
cake.
action.
I like pineapple. I think it
Pizza.
makes more sense.
Yeah,
But I like pizza the action as well.
it's a lovely pun. We love a
Yeah.
pun.
That was Canon that said that. Thanks so much.
What do we prefer? So we're going to put something up in the studio. I can even see where it can go in the studio as well. I'm pointing at it now for the cameras.
I do like. I don't know. I don't mind. I would have
Pizza
those.
the action is
I would go
not
pineapple
bad.
gate, but
So, Josh, what do you
Pineapple
think?
Gate.
Pineapple Gate or Pizza the Action?
or the other one.
Pineapple gate.
Ooh,
Pineapple
are we
Gate.
hung?
Tell us what you think at TWS Radio. We're gonna
Tweet
get-
us.
Tweet us at
Tweet
it.
us.
Next week, that is not all next week. Provisionally, we have another Total Talk coming out as well.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Stay tuned to TWS. I am provisionally sitting down with someone Wednesday who is a former world champion.
Is it? I'm not going to take guesses because either it'll be good or
I
bad.
am just waiting for confirmation of the phone number. Once we got that, I will announce them on Facebook and ask for questions.
I don't even know who this is.
I'll tell you.
I know one person to do it, but he's not well done.
And we have confirmed next week we will be sitting down with I think it's former TNA star now, Bram.
That's the one I knew about.
Bram will be joining us next week. That'll be released the week after though. So a busy
Is he
week.
former?
He's not on the roster list anymore.
What? I love Bram.
I love Bram as
They
well.
really need to use him better than they did.
Really looking forward to
Well,
sitting down
we
with
don't
Bram.
have to worry about it if he's not on the roster.
Well, exactly.
Really looking forward to
NXT.
Somebody should use him as
NXT.
good as he should.
NXT.
He wasn't in NXT, wasn't
He was. He
Yeah.
was Ascension, wasn't he?
he? He was indeed.
Well, him and Charlotte again. Whoop.
Yeah.
Awkward.
We'll be talking to Bram next week. You can still post your questions for Bram at TWS Radio on social media. The post up for that. Please go and tell us what you want to ask Bram. And said nothing's off limits.
And of course, we're going to ask him about Pineapple Gate or Pizza the Action, whatever you want to call it.
And play finishing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who's leading that in a minute? Still EC?
It's still EC3 with 16. That's a spoiler. Then John Morrison didn't actually beat.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
you've
not.
ruined it for me now. It's the only
I had
reason
no
listen.
idea. You could have just said, I don't know, you should have listened to the podcast. You did that yourself, Dan.
Oh man.
Yeah, you
I
let that
set
one
you
go.
up, you failed.
So just to be clear, then we will have shows coming out next week and the week after.
Arthur.
Arthur.
Who's Arthur?
Crush It in Conversation with Flip Gordon. Total Talk with Bram. And Vision of a Total Talk coming out
I
as
thought
well.
you were just going to say the other
No,
way.
you're
yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna do that.
Plus next Sunday the family are back, 7pm UK time, 2pm Eastern with a preview of
6:30
Extreme
for Dark Match.
6:30. Yeah, they do 6:30. We do 6.
6:30?
I know.
What's just 6:30? What's this, part-time? 6 o'clock?
Crawl in with their Mackie D's, don't the other
6
fast
o'clock,
food
it's an
joints
hour
are
of dark
available.
match, that's the rules.
We
I'm
didn't
not
do
happy.
an hour tonight.
Nah, but we were moving the studio.
I love it. People on our Facebook feed are now trolling this guy back.
Troll the troll.
Troll. No, don't troll, it's
No.
bad.
Right. Should we get out of here for another week?
Go on then.
It's time. We're going to the pub, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we go to the pub. Right.
Wrap this baby up.
Right. Toby, any last words before we get out of here?
Yes, as always, just get involved with the action because we need your input to make this show run. Get on at TWS Radio on all social media platforms. Let us know what you want because we're nothing.
Every week. profiles in.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Why not?
Right, Sybil. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining us. I don't know why I'm saying
Wrestling
this.
was the answer.
Still got nothing to say.
Yeah, wrestling is always the answer. Toby, thank you for coming.
The answer.
Thanks.
The question.
What is the question?
Pineapple on pizza. The answer is up to the nation.
Big thank you to Josh for filming the YouTube
Woo, woo, woo,
film.
woo.
Josh! Yes, Josh!
Josh, are we okay to upload this on YouTube, do you think?
Yeah.
You're going to take a bow on YouTube and Facebook Live?
You should take it down.
Do a little turn.
And
No.
we will see you in 2 weeks, but don't forget to join the family next week from 7 p.m. and they've got a big show for you to talk about. I've been Dan Barnstall. She's been your voice, Sybil.
I have.
And the answer is wrestling.
Wrestling. I was lost. I didn't know. I only have the question.
He is the man who pushes all the knobs and buttons. He's Toby.
You knob pusher.
Not the first time.
And he's been our cameraman, Josh. And we've been the Turtle Wrestling Show. And we are show
Off.
Didn't say who did that.